It's in Yankee Stadium, where we are for this Game 4 and another beautiful evening for baseball. Big losses in baseball, they happen. They happen to everybody. They even happen to world champions like the Yankees. What do you do about big losses? Joe Torre.
Momentum is your next day's pitcher, and we have lived with our pitchers, and they have won many games and many championships for us, and that's what we rely on. I think, as recently as last week when Cleveland did this to Seattle and they bounced back the next day, it's just something you have to dismiss, and maybe you hope they get tired today. They won't be as spry tomorrow. But, yeah, you just have to discount it as one game. We know they're capable. You don't win 116 games and put up the numbers they've put up without knowing that they're capable of beating your brains out.
Tomorrow we're going to come out and play hard again. And I said the things I said because I have confidence in this baseball team, and I believe in them.
Ian?
Lou, in retrospect, what you said, do you think that helped relax your players or give them more confidence? Or?
You can say a lot of things, but you still got to get it done on the field. And the night our team went out and got it done. We played a very good ball game tonight. And now what we need to do is follow it up with a couple more.
Lou Piniella, skipper. And going over towards the boxes by the Yankee dugout here, actually wants to have a word with Mayor Giuliani. And one of the reasons Lou would do that today, they went to ground zero, to the site of the World Trade Center. Piniella and many of the members of the team did. And they were, as everyone who has gone there has been, struck to silence with what they saw, smelt, and didn't hear. And he went over and hugged Rudolph Giuliani, the mayor of New York, who has been so acclaimed for his performance for this city during the tragic events since September 11. Pretty heartfelt, Rick.
Yeah, it sure was. And you and I both had a chance to look into the eyes of Lou Piniella as he talked about being there. And his eyes tell the whole story. The passion he had after Game 2 when he guaranteed his Mariners would come back home to play Game 6, you could see that. The compassion that he had for what happened here in New York was also in his eyes earlier today.
Seattle Mariners now try and get down to their business, which is to come away with a win and even up this series. And if they're going to do it, maybe this is the place, believe it or not. They are 59-22 on the road. It's a new American League record for wins on the road. Their road record is better than their home record of all other teams. Their road record is better than the home record of all other teams. That just doesn't happen. And they are 6-1 now at Yankee Stadium this year, including their win yesterday. They have outscored the Yankees here 56-24.
Well, the reason is because, to begin with, their manager's not intimidated by this Yankee Stadium mystique. He knows what it's all about. He was part of it. He knows that if the Yankees can intimidate you, they will. That's been a big part of Roger Clemens' success in the past. But Seattle doesn't fall for that. They feel very confident tonight going up against the Rocket. And why shouldn't they? They gave him his first loss of the season earlier this year. They've had no problems with him.
Roger Clemens, do you think he won the Cy Young Award for this past year in the American League?
Yeah, I do, because if he would not have done what he did the first 5 months of the season, Boston was right there on the heels of the New York Yankees until the Rocket helped them pull away, and then we saw Boston's team pull apart.
The vote's already been done by the baseball writers, but they do not announce the season award winners until after the World Series. Yankees take the field. There are going to be no changes in the starting lineups for either of these teams today. Let's take a look at the MasterCard starting lineup for the Seattle Mariners.
Lou Piniella says that it's Mark McLemore that gives his team a little bit of swagger. It's a quiet team. They're composed. They don't show much emotion other than the guy playing shortstop tonight.
Defensively, we get a chance to meet each of the defensive players behind Roger Clemens for the New York Yankees as they introduce themselves.
Tino Martinez, first base, United States of America.
My name is Alfonso Soriano, second base for New York Yankees, and I'm from Dominican Republic.
I'm Scott Brocious, third baseman, USA.
Derek Jeter, shortstop, USA.
Chuck Knobloch, left field, USA.
Bernie Williams, center fielder, Puerto Rico.
Paul O'Neill, right field, United States of America.
Jorge Posada, catcher, Puerto Rico.
And they are going to have to play better defensively than they did in the ball game yesterday, backing up 20-game winner Roger Clemens.
Well, this will be his 19th postseason start, Gary, but he only has 5 wins to show for that. Last year, one of those victories in the ALCS was against Seattle, and it was by far his best postseason game. A 9-inning, one-hit shutout with 15 strikeouts. And how he did it was he got them to expand the zone. A lot of split-fingered fastballs down were being chased by an inexperienced Seattle team.
Roger Clemens in the postseason. These are what the numbers look like for him in the American League division starts. He's 1-3. In American League Championship Series, he is 2-3, and he is 2-0 in World Series history. So there's the complete rundown on Clemens in the postseason. ERA a little high in those top 2. Very good in 4 World Series starts.
And you know, a lot of baseball people compare Roger Clemens coming to New York and finally winning a World Series ring to like John Elway in Denver, how long it took him to get a Super Bowl ring. Dale Earnhardt in stock car racing, finally winning the Daytona 500. As much success as he's had, you would think a World Series ring would have come along somewhere down the line, but not until he put on the pinstripes.
They are the world champions. They have done that 26 times, going for number 27. Seattle's trying to take that chance away from them. Ichiro will be leading it off. He has gotten on base in all of the postseason games. Comes in here with the 8-game hit streak in the postseason, 3 for 12 in this series. And he scored a couple of runs yesterday in games in which he walked both times, and has fans from his homeland of Japan wherever he goes. Obviously here in New York, a large segment of this population in this great city.
He just lost a fan in Roger Clemens there, though.
Ichiro first ball hitting.
After Clemens got done warming up, Ichiro told home plate umpire, I don't know how he explained it to Charlie Relaford, but he said, I want you to check the baseball. Clemens reluctantly threw it in. Relaford threw it out. Clemens' first fastball into Ichiro.
Now, both of us talked about the importance of this at-bat. Ichiro against Clemens. Clemens is concerned about his right hamstring bothering him, doesn't want to throw a lot of pitches. Can Ichiro take him deep in number of pitches in this at-bat?
I think Ichiro's trying to take him deep out of the ballpark in this at-bat.
1-2.
In my opinion, and that's all it is, this confrontation right here is the American League Cy Young Award winner against the American League's MVP.
1-2 delivery. And that is pitch number 4, and he fouls it off to keep the count at a ball and 2 strikes. Ichiro faced Clemens during the regular season, 1 for 7. Ichiro obviously a rookie in Major League Baseball. With the batting title, Clemens, 39-year-old right-hander. 1-2, slapped foul, and I think already Ichiro has gotten the job done in this at-bat part ways with what he wanted to do. He's made Clemens throw some pitches.
He never has a bad at-bat. He doesn't always get on base, although it seemed like he did this year, half the time anyway. But when he doesn't get on base, he does constructive things, which he's doing here by working that count.
6th pitch. What he's doing is he's making Clemens work. He's quieting the crowd.
And he's frustrating the Rocket.
Yes.
The Rocket wants to give this Yankee Stadium crowd what they want, that first strikeout. And more times than not, he does. But more times than not, it's not Ichiro in that home plate.
1-2 delivery again. Did he go? Oh, called strike 3 by Ed Montague. That looked like he may have held up, and Piniella coming to the top step to look down at the third base umpire.
That would not have been called in Japan, you know, because of Ichiro's reputation there. But the Rocket has the reputation here and the hometown crowd. Let's take a look at the sequence. Fastball in because he was mad at him. Now he goes back away. There was a good pitch for Ichiro to handle. He could not. Laid off that high fastball. Very few people could have gotten a piece of that split finger. And look at the high fastball he handles as well. He just wants to put it on the ground and run. That pitch was another splitter. In the third base umpire Ed Montague's opinion, he didn't lay off. In Ichiro and Lou Piniella's opinion, he did.
Montague asked on the check swing by the home plate umpire, so 1 strikeout for Clemens. Here's McLemore, switch hitter. Takes the pitch inside. Not many of these Seattle hitters have done well against Roger Clemens in their careers. He has now piled up 47 career strikeouts in American League Championship Series. He's now the all-time leader in that department. That was his 47th. McLemore will take it up high in a 2-ball 1-strike count. Describe, Rick, when is a check swing a strike?
Well, when the bat crosses home plate, when it goes in front of home plate. Okay, Eddie Montague was right. Only because Ichiro is so far up in the box.
McLemore to short. Jeter. 2 down.
I'm just trying to figure out how Derek Jeter made all of the errors that he made during the regular season. 15 of them. It must have come in the months of April and May, because I can't remember the last time he did anything wrong on a baseball field. He's staying down, looks it into the glove, plenty of time, takes that crow hop in the direction of the throw, which makes it an easier toss.
Here is Brett Boone. Boone coming up with a home run in yesterday's game. Just a .212 batting average, though, in the postseason. Nowhere near what Brett Boone did offensively during the regular season. That one is swung out and missed as well.
A lot of tension in that swing. You can see he's well late on that fastball, but most would be when the Rocket cranks it up to 97.
The 0-2 delivery, and he struck him out. So Clemens opens this game exactly the way the Yankees would want it. 14 pitches, 11 of them for strikes and 2 Ks. Back here at Yankee Stadium, our MasterCard starting lineup for the world champion Yankees.
Chuck Knobloch has to hit to be in the lineup, and he has done that. He's hit .330 up to this point because he's not going to play tremendous defensively. He almost made one last night, but it's not about almost. It's about getting it done.
Defensively, let's let the Seattle Mariners introduce themselves to you around the field.
John Olerud, first base, USA.
Brett Boone, second base, USA.
David Bell, third base, USA. Mark McLemore, shortstop, USA.
Stan Javier, outfield, Dominican Republic.
Mike Cameron, center fielder, United States of America. Ichiro Suzuki, right field, Japan.
Tom Lampkin, USA, Cincinnati, doing the catching. Battery mate for Paul Abbott. 34-year-old right-hander, 17-game winner. Chuck Knobloch leads it off against him. And strike 1 on the foul ball. What a postseason he's started here in that leadoff spot in left field.
Well, he was given a tremendous shot of confidence from his manager, Joe Torre. Joe Torre platooned him a lot the first couple of months of the season. Shane Spencer, David Justice, some playing time. But it's been Knobloch since.
Hit only .250 during the regular season and up to .330 plus in the postseason for Joe Torre, and Torre is stuck with him. Same lineup as he had in the ball game last night.
Knobloch's just so hard to defense because of his line drive ability to all fields. He's
5 for 11 in this series. And Abbott comes in over the top with a fastball, 1-2.
Abbott's velocity very good here in the early going, and it should be. It's been 19 days since he last started a ball game.
Last start was October 2nd. He has had 1 relief appearance in the postseason. Back on the mound as a starter here in an important game 4. 1-2 delivery to him. Knobloch breaking ball, got him, and he knew it. That's called locking the knees, and you saw Knobloch with a little jerk because he was fooled.
Well, they thought the Cleveland Indians were picking up the pitches of Paul Abbott, and it comes from where he puts his hands over his head. He wouldn't go back as far when he would throw an off-speed pitch. He would go all the way back when he threw a fastball. It almost looked like he went all the way back over his head with that and fooled Knobloch with the curveball because he reacted like he thought it was going to be a fastball.
What a season he had with that 17-4 mark. He and Roger Clemens had the 2 best winning percentages in the American League, and they're against one another in this game. Jeter. And he, too, had to recoil on the curveball and fouls it off.
Well, they had to start paying attention and sending advanced scouts to look at Paul Abbott this year. In the past, there wasn't an advanced scout needed. He didn't do anything that bothered anybody.
Jeter fouls it back. Abbott has had a career of injuries. I mean, his pro career goes all the way back to 1985, yet prior to this season, he had only 21 major league wins, and he won 17 this year. He almost equaled his entire output of major league history in 1 year. That's because he was hurt so often that he rarely got to pitch deep into any seasons. Well, this year he did. He got to make the 27 game starts and put up those kind of career numbers now at 38-21. Third major league team he has played for. Left field. It's in the yard. Javier's got it, and Jeter is the second out.
You know, when I see a fly ball like that and the crowd get excited, I think about what these Yankees could do offensively if they played in a hitter's park. If they played at Coors Field, Derek Jeter would be circling the bases with a home run. This ballpark has a big backyard, that being the center field behind the starting pitchers. And when you do some things offensively here, it's even more remarkable because of the dimensions of this park.
2 down, nobody on. That'll bring up David Justice, who is the designated hitter. Justice has gone 2 for 9 in the series, 227 during this postseason. Talk about stamina, stick-to-itiveness. Abbott, 12 minor league cities he has played in to go along with 3 major league teams. You gotta want it bad to hang on. He has.
I think it's a wonderful story. A 14-year minor leaguer. Injuries, as you said, Gary. He was released a bunch of times, but he never gave up. Found a way to persevere and pitch at the big league level in one of the biggest games at the big league level.
Justice takes that pitch outside. They want to check at third, and no, he did not go, said Montague. And a 2-ball 1-strike count. Ed Montague is the crew chief, in fact, of this umpiring crew. He's at third base tonight. David Justice continues to pile up the career record marks in postseason play. We've mentioned it before because of the number of games he's played in with Atlanta and the New York Yankees. A lot of offensive numbers, records of his. That'll be to first, Olerud. Over to cover, Abbott, and that's that. So the 2 pitchers start out hot here in the first inning as each side is sent down 1-2-3. Bringing you Major League Baseball around the world. Gary Thorne, Rick Sutcliffe, our crew in New York. After 1. Major League Baseball International's presentation of the 2001 American League Championship Series brought to you by MasterCard. There are some things in life that money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Beautiful night for baseball. Clear skies, a beautiful day, and lots of stars on hand. Paul McCartney sitting there in that light brown shirt Former Beatle, of course, who's now on hand because last night a big gala at Madison Square Garden for all the rescue workers from the September 11 tragedy. McCartney and just a galaxy of recording artists on hand. What a show that was, and apparently it's raised more money than any other event in the history of the world for a one-time event. And it had been set earlier this year on the worldwide television show where all the stars performed in London, New York, and Los Angeles. That had set a record. I read in the Times, New York Times today, where McCartney's group last night raised even more. That'll be grounded foul. Sounded like a broken bat. Maybe not. Maybe he'll just keep it. He's broken so many bats so far, he hasn't got any left anyway for Edgar Martinez.
They have really been careful with Edgar in this series, though. He's broken those bats swinging at pitches that are out of the strike zone. It's almost as if New York has decided he's the one guy we're not going to let beat.
The designated hitter swinging over that one. He's only had 3 hits in 13 at-bats.
You got to get
this series.
Pitches in the strike zone to do that with, and Edgar's just trying to do too much. Chasing that split-fingered fastball for the second strike.
1-2 delivery. Like as we said, he, like many of his teammates, not a good hitter against Clemens. Martinez just .212 in his career with 2 home runs off Roger Clemens. That's better than some of the other ones in this lineup. 2-2 delivery to him. Every time Clemens gets to within 1 strike of getting another K, this Yankee crowd will come alive. They never tire of anything that comes to winning for the Yankees, and that includes cheering the strikeouts of the Rocket.
They've had plenty of winning and plenty of strikeouts to be excited about.
He wanted that call and did not get it from Charlie Relaford, the home plate umpire.
Well, one of the better home plate umpires in the game of baseball today. That's Charlie Relaford back there, and you see Posada. Look at him. He reaches off the plate. Anytime they bring it back to the plate, the catcher's telling you even he didn't think it was a strike.
3-2 delivery. Down the line and foul. Roger Clemens this year, listen to the names that he passed in moving into 9th place. From 9th to 3rd on the all-time strikeout list. He went by Walter Johnson, Gaylord Perry, Don Sutton, Tom Seaver, Bert Blyleven. He was 9th. He is now 3rd all-time in strikeouts. Only Nolan Ryan and Steve Carlton ahead of him. Pretty good names to move past. 3-2 delivery, and he walked him. The umpiring crew for this ball game, 4 during the regular season, 6 in the playoffs. Set up like this tonight. Charlie Relaford as the plate, John Shulock at first, Tim Welke at second, Ed Montague, the crew chief, at third, Wally Bell down the left field line, and Gary Cederstrom down the right field line. All veterans. Nobody out here, and a walk given up. Martinez, leadoff man on. Here's John Olerud. Home run off that fair pole down the right field line yesterday. Takes the pitch down low for a ball.
Back on his heels is what their hitting coach Gerald Perry said, and he was not able to handle the ball away. He didn't want him out on his toes. He just wants him more balanced out on the balls of his feet so that he can hit that ball on the outer half to the opposite field.
1-0 delivery to him the other way, but foul.
He had struck out in his previous at bat. He had the conversation with Gerald Perry, the hitting coach. Well, he struck out on basically the same pitch on the outer half of the plate, an off-speed pitch. He makes an adjustment, doesn't wait till the following day to work on it in batting practice. He made it immediately, and because of it, Gerald Perry said he deserves the credit.
And that was the home run he pulled in yesterday's game. 1-1 delivery here, inside. Martinez at first base now, with Olerud a left-handed hitter, and with Martinez not a base stealer. Tino Martinez, the Yankee first baseman, plays behind the runner, giving himself a better chance of fielding ground balls that are hit down there instead of holding the bag. You'll see him move back behind the runner as Clemens gets ready to throw to the plate. 2-1 is up high and a 3-1 count. And Clemens wants to talk with Jorge Posada.
Catcher a lot of times, Gary, is like the assistant pitching coach, and Posada will look over at Mel Stottlemyre, and Stottlemyre will make one little sign. You can see Posada looking at him now. What is it? Is it his chin? Does he need to keep it up? Is it his back leg? The key mechanically for Roger Clemens has been to load on that back leg. Get everything gathered back there, collect yourself, and then go forward. At times he will rush. He won't be collected. His body will get out in front of his arm, and the result will be high fastballs, which we're seeing now.
And it's that right leg, that power leg, that the hamstring problem's in. Broken bat, ground ball to second. Soriano's going to try for the lead runner and will get him. And it was Tino Martinez who helped the rookie second baseman. He was going to go to first. Martinez said, don't do it. Throw to second base.
And that's because Tino Martinez, before the ball was hit, knew the speed of the runner at first base, or lack of speed with Edgar Martinez. He knows there's plenty of time to get it there, but Soriano did not know. There's Derek Jeter giving credit to Tino Martinez for pointing in that direction. Take a look at it here. Tino knows he's got to get to the back. He knows the throw has got to go that way. Soriano had his feet set to throw to first base until he saw Tino pointing to second.
Good help from the veteran, and the runner had to slow down here to avoid the ball, which gave him even more time to make the play.
Great camera work, guys.
Now there's one down. Olerud's on at first base. Tino Martinez, that's a veteran, helping out the rookie at second base.
Joe Torre knows he gets that with not only Tino, but he gets it with Brocious. He gets it with O'Neill. He gets it with Justice.
Stan Javier. Javier 3 for 9 in this series, a switch hitter. Clemens going to the outside corner, strike 2.
You've got to give Posada and also the pitching coach, Mel Stottlemyre, some credit for mechanically fixing the rocket. He's found the outside corner. He's been able to lower his location and not lose any velocity.
0-2 count on him here. Olerud off first base. Javier swings that one out of the strike zone. Third strikeout for Clemens.
Well, this is the Rocket, and as you mentioned, he's already third all-time in career strikeouts. But the key to Seattle is to put the ball in play. A tremendous on-base percentage all year long. This is what they looked like the first 2 games against Andy Pettitte and Mike Mussina. Not real good at bats, chasing pitches out of the zone.
109 innings in the postseason, and he has 96 strikeouts in his career. And we were talking before the game with Lou Piniella, Rick, about the fact Seattle needs to be patient against Clemens at the plate tonight to succeed.
I don't even think it'd be a bad idea for Mike Cameron right here to try to bunt for a base hit. Just the fact that Clemens has to react to it and physically make a move in that area might inflame that leg injury and possibly get him out of the game or lessen his ability.
Breaking ball is a called strike. Late called strike that Cameron turned on the home plate umpire on. 1-1.
Brocious most of the time will have to help the Rocket out because he doesn't have any range fielding his position. Brocious very deep now with 2 outs on Cameron.
Cameron struck out 155 times during the regular season, up among the leaders in that dubious distinction. Fouls that one back, and Clemens is ahead on the count 1-2. Cameron was 4th in strikeouts during the regular season. Jim Thome, Brent Grieve, and Troy Gloss, the only ones ahead of him in the American League. One and 2. That's what we're talking about with patience. What Rick was saying, don't, if you're Seattle, don't chase those kind of pitches.
It's so hard not to do, though, because that high fastball is the one you see the best. It's there. Surely I can hit that ball. Well,
no,
not when it's 97.
And don't call me Shirley. A 2-ball, 2-strike count. About 56,000 cheering, and he stays off it again, 3-2.
They're doing exactly what they did to El Duque last night. He looked like he was going to dominate after the first 2 innings, but then he started falling behind, as Joe Torre said. Right now, Gerald Perry's club, as we look at him there, have averaged at least 5 pitches per batter. That's the key to getting them out of the ball game.
3-2 count, Lampkin on deck. Runner at first base will be running, 2 down, and he walked him. On a 3-2 pitch, Clemens surrenders his second walk, both coming in this inning. And this is troublesome for Torre and the Yankees.
There's the splitter just out of the zone. And look at the positioning of the home plate umpire, Charlie Relaford. Right on top of that pitch, not in a hurry to make a call. And more times than not, he's going to get it right, as he did there.
So Clemens 2 on via the walk route in the inning. He walked 72 during the regular season in 220 innings. Stottlemyre and Torre will be concerned, Mel Stottlemyre, the pitching coach, if Clemens starts piling up pitches early in this game. Here is Lampkin. Tom Lampkin in this lineup, 5 for 15 with a home run off Roger Clemens. There's no other hitter in the lineup who's above 222 against Clemens except Lampkin. That's why Lampkin's making the start in place of Wilson today behind the plate. The 0-1 delivery and a 2-strike count.
Clemens has not had 19 days of rest, as has Seattle starting pitcher Paul Abbott, but he did get an extra day before this start. He's working on 6 days of rest. At times that'll affect your control a little bit, but normally it'll help your velocity. Looks like it has for the Rocket thus far.
Runners off first and second base, and he struck him out. 4 strikeouts in the game. It was a 25-pitch inning, but it was still scoreless as Lampkin, the best hitter in the lineup career-wise against Clemens, is strikeout victim number 4. How's this for a moment? Paul McCartney is here, and between innings, they put the Beatles up there, and McCartney starts singing along with it. And I saw her standing there, and he gives it the woo, jumps up out of his seat, loving every minute of it. How good does that guy look? Huh?
Unbelievable.
How good does he sound still? Watch this. There you go, London. That was for you.
Everybody wanted to be on stage with him last night in that wonderful fundraiser, including the Yankees manager, Joe Torre.
Torre went down there after the game to Madison Square Garden.
And the reason he did is because he said he would.
Yep.
And that's great of Joe Torre, even after a devastating loss like that, to be accountable. You say you're going to do something, he follows through.
After a very tough loss, obviously. Paul McCartney and company in that concert last night, and then Paul here at the game. Pitch taken outside, Bernie Williams. Williams 2 for 11 in the series. Against Abbott, big numbers, 7 for 15, so you can understand why Paul Abbott is careful. But Bernie Williams had a big season, hitting .307 after the heater and missed it. Switch hitter, .307 right, .307 left. How's that for consistency? Power, though, comes from this side of the plate, the left side. 21 of his 26 home runs were hit left-handed.
You don't have to tell that man about the power of Bernie Williams. Jamie Moore saw it in the first inning last night. Bernie has equal power from both sides. It's just that he doesn't get enough at bats from the right side. Yeah. Strike zone expanded a little bit. Bernie not happy with it. Every call makes somebody happy.
And somebody not.
That's right.
2-2 delivery on the way from Abbott. Fastball down low. Abbott's strikeout pitch is the curveball that you saw earlier when he struck out Knobloch. It's not just an out pitch to get a ground ball out. It is a strikeout pitch, and Abbott will use it. See the regular season numbers with the 21 out of 26 homers coming against the right-handers, and Abbott tried to quick pitch him there, and you saw Williams immediately call for the timeout. Little gamesmanship going on both sides early in this game. 3-2 delivery, and he walked him.
Yeah, I was just thinking about how difficult it is to be a Yankee, more so than with any other team. Not only the big dimensions here at Yankee Stadium, that 408 to dead center, but you think about all of the celebrities that come in and out of the clubhouse. You think about all of the media that surround them day in, day out, all of the fan mail they go through. It seems like every year there's a trip to the White House. You know, Billy Crystal was in the clubhouse before the game, or will be after.
Taken up high. A lot of things to think about before and after. There's Bill Murray with the Tiger Hound hat on there. Tom Brokaw, NBC News. Runner goes, throw down off the mark, still got him. What a fine play by McLemore. It was a hit and run. And Lampkin's toss was to the shortstop side, but McLemore saved it.
His versatility is amazing. He's an above-average second baseman. That's his natural position. He became an above-average outfielder because Brett Boone was playing second base. And look at the play here. Look at the desire. The knee goes down. The extension is there. Sacrificing his leg if needed to get that big first out.
Lampkin threw out 28% of base runners. That's below the major league average during the regular season. Down to first, Tino Martinez, played by Olerud, and Martinez is now 1 for 15 off Abbott in his career, and there are 2 down.
Lou Piniella telling us earlier today that he knew he was going to give up a little bit of defense with Lampkin in the lineup and not the regular starting catcher Dan Wilson, but he thought Lampkin might pop one. He's the only one that's had success against Clement. He's in there for his bat. Well, it wasn't a great throw. You usually get one from Dan Wilson, but Mark McLemore, his teammate, was able to pick him up.
2 down, the base is empty, and Abbott will go against Jorge Posada, the Yankee catcher. Play him to pull in the infield. They swing McLemore over to second. Swing Bell, the third baseman, over towards short. And give him the third baseline. Jorge Posada doesn't put the ball on the ground towards third base very often. The outfield straight up fly balls he'll hit anywhere. 1-0 delivery. Off-speed pitch inside and missed with it. 2-0. One of Abbott's problems is he will walk hitters. You see the National League game, a victory by the Diamondbacks, and they go to the World Series. They only need one more against the Atlanta Braves, and Tommy Glavine pitching tonight for the Braves. 2-1.
Another pretty good left-hander starting for Arizona in that game.
He's kind of tall.
Not real cute.
Not real cute? I'll tell him you said that.
I've told him that before.
All right. Randy Johnson for the Diamondbacks.
He's cute when he gets on that mound, and you get the same type of jersey on that he does.
It's a beautiful thing. You're wearing the same jersey. 3-ball, 1-strike count on Posada. I was mentioning Abbott will walk a lot of people. He was 4th high in the American League during the regular season in walks. And one of the concerns Lou Piniella has in this game, they are watching how many pitches he throws. Piniella told us before the game's last 5 starts, he got up to 100 pitches in 5 innings, which means you're not going to go very deep as a starter. 3-2.
He cost himself a lot of pitches. So you got 2 out and nobody on. All you got to do is think outer half, think down, and throw your fastball.
Just missed with that one. So he's given up 2 walks in the inning, but he's only got 1 on with 2 down. So like identical innings in the second for Clemens and Abbott.
Well, and that gets frustrating there for Lou Piniella when you just give a guy a free pass in a situation where if you pitch him down and away, he's not going to hurt you with a home run. It's a big ballpark here. Let the ballpark work for you. Now you throw Paul O'Neill down and away. He hits a ball in a gap for a double. A run could score. If you would have done that to Posada, you would not have given up a run. You might have given up a hit, but you wouldn't have put yourself in this spot.
Paul O'Neill with a runner on at first base. No score here in the second inning. O'Neill 3 for 12 lifetime off Abbott will step out. He had a little piece of paper floating right in front of him. Came right in front of the batter's box, kind of drifting in the air, and he got out of the way until it settled on the ground. In the dirt. Stop. Runner going. Lampkin can get the out right here and does get him. Good play by Lampkin to keep the ball in front of him. We talk about pitcher's innings. That was a catcher's inning. Williams got a leadoff walk. Lampkin threw him out. Posada gets a 2-out walk. Lampkin throws him out. Abbott will be buying supper tonight for his catcher. Go to the third inning. Seattle, New York, no score. He is known as Rocket Man, so for every strikeout they post the Rocket here at Yankee Stadium.
But look at the help he's getting from the Seattle Mariners here. They are not showing the patience, and it started right off with Ichiro. Boone expanding the zone. That's a ball. Here we go in the second inning. Got a strike? Absolutely not. How about this one? Not even close. The Rocket is not on his game right now. Seattle could have done something in those first 2 frames if they just wait till they get a pitch to do something with.
Nothing on the board right now as we go to the third inning. Bell fouling off the first pitch. Clemens tonight 26 strikes on a 40 thrown. 0-1 delivery, and Bell swings through another one. Splitter that time and an 0-2 count. Clemens with that great fastball. The fork ball, split fingered pitch that sinks into the dirt when it gets to the plate, and a hard slider.
Well, you got to surrender a little bit to him. You got to widen your stance. You got to choke up, shorten your swing so that you can lay off of that devastating splitter that David Bell was able to avoid there. So you can get out in front. You don't have to swing hard to hit the ball hard. The Rocket provides the power. Just put the head of your bat on the baseball.
Bell a 217 average off Roger Clemens, and he becomes strikeout victim number 5.
First time now through the order as we look at the split-fingered fastball there. That's almost what they call a fork ball because it's so wide. That's really the only difference in those 2 pitches. The split finger is a little bit closer together. The fork ball is about as wide and on the outer half of the baseball as you can get.
Now Ichiro into facing, and he takes the pitch for a strike.
Ichiro started all of this not being able to put the ball in play. He needs to be the one that fixes it. First time through the order, only 2 Mariners have put the ball in play.
Inside to him there in the dirt. 1-1.
That might have had something to do with Ichiro checking that baseball when he came up for his first at bat.
Most postseason hit streaks for a rookie. Derek Jeter had a 9-game streak. Timo Perez a 9-game streak. Ichiro can equal that with a base hit in this ball game. 1-1 count, 1 down. Goes outside and missed with it. Ichiro in the Japanese League hit a 353 career number over there in 9 years with the Oryx Blue Wave in the Pacific League in Japan. 2-1 pitch to him. This year he comes as a rookie in the major leagues, and he and Larry Walker of the Colorado Rockies both ended up hitting 350. They both had the same average to lead the majors, and each of them in their respective leagues. 3-ball, 1-strike count on him here. Clemens has walked 2 so far. And he takes the strike. 3-2.
Yeah, it's a big difference, though, walking some of the other guys as opposed to walking this guy. Clemens walks this guy. 2 pitches after that, he may find Ichiro standing on third base.
He walked only 30 times during the regular season, but he walks here. 3rd walk given up by Clemens with 1 down.
Take a look at how the Rocket went about Ichiro during his 2nd at bat. We know he struck him out on the 1st one. There's just a little get-over breaking ball. He had not seen that yet. Now he's going to move him, get him off the plate so that you can try to get him out on the outer half. That doesn't work with Ichiro. Look at the knowledge of the strike zone this man has. He was frustrated. That high fastball called for strike 2, but did not get out of his norm. Stayed within himself, and now
will he run?
Well, he needs to say hello to Tino right now, because if Tino's got anything to say to him, he ain't going to have long to get his point across.
Base stealers can run on Roger Clemens. They stole 34 bases in 40 chances against Clemens during the regular season. Now, how many of those are because of Clemens' delivery to the plate? How many because of the catcher? You don't know unless you saw every one of them, but that's an inordinately large number of stolen bases against the pitcher in a course of a year. In fact, it's a very high attempt rate at 40. He's back. 3 throws over so far.
Well, when you know a guy is going to steal on you, you might as well take a chance on a balk, and Clemens did that. Watch his left knee. He will bend that left knee. That's the first thing that moves when he normally goes to home. Almost getting Ichiro there.
Ichiro not running, and McLemore takes it for a strike.
Watch the left knee. Watch what happens. Look at it go in. See him pick the heel up right there? If Ichiro was going there, he would have leaned in the direction of second base, and that pickoff might have worked. Is it a balk? Sure it is. But with Roger Clemens on the mound at Yankee Stadium, it's not going to be called very often.
No, Ichiro has a green light. He can steal whenever he thinks he can. And you see Clemens already has done about 4 different things in throwing and looking over to first.
Well, the best thing the Rocket has done here is get ahead of McLemore. McLemore can't afford to take many more pitches, letting Ichiro get the jump and steal second base.
And stepping out at home plate was McLemore. Real battle going on here between Clemens and the base runner right now. This is exactly what we were told we'd see from both manager Rick. Joe Torre said, look, we try and cut down steals against Clemens by throwing over a lot. Lou Piniella said, what we're going to do is try and run on him because we know you can steal on Clemens. So they're both doing exactly what was planned. Runner not going. It was a pitch out, I think. Not very far out, but Thorne Posada moved out, and 1-1.
They got caught with their own game there. We mentioned last night how the Yankees have a play where it'll be a fastball away, but if the pitcher hears Tino Martinez, the first baseman, say, there he goes, well, then the catcher just moves on out, and it becomes a pitch out. Everybody looks good. But Ichiro bluffed that time.
Not going, and the pitch is inside. And you can see the effect Ichiro's having. Thorne Posada that time moved one way and the ball came the other. Posada was trying to get set up to make a throw to second base.
Well, because you love running with a left-handed hitter in the box because you block the view of the catcher seeing that runner. He knows Ichiro wants to go, and this is the perfect spot to send him. If it's a fastball for a strike, McLemore needs to swing to protect him. If it's an off-speed pitch, simply take it. Posada will have no chance to get Ichiro.
We've had 5 throws to first base, a bluff throw, a step off without a throw, and a pitch out. Since Ichiro has reached first with a walk. 2-ball, 1-strike count. Another one. And remember, these are all taking a toll.
These are 75 to 80% velocity on those pickoffs that he's throwing to first base. That is just like another pitch to home plate.
Ichiro led the league with 56 stolen bases. 2-1, one down. McLemore, 206 hitter off Clemens. Runner goes inside. Ode Posada, no chance.
I don't even know why he slid.
Or why he threw.
Well, he didn't even know where the runner was. Posada heard there he goes, and I guess your job is to come up and throw. Ichiro could have stolen that base standing up. 53 pitches now to the plate. 6 throws to first base trying to get Ichiro. I would say he's more than done his job.
Now McLemore has got an RBI opportunity here. Runner's going to hold. McLemore does not come through. That is a very big out right there and a comebacker. At website.mlb.com. We have some emails that we've received that we're going to talk about here during the course of our ball game tonight, and we thank those of you who have done so, and please let us hear from you. We'd love to say hi. Here's Boone, leading RBI man. Takes it up high. He struck out his first time up. Jeter. Ichiro.
He speaks more English than he lets a lot of people know. I went up to him and said, "Happy birthday tomorrow." And he said, "Thank you." Well, he not only understood what I said, but responded.
Inside and a 2-0 count. Well, I think that's one of the ways that Ichiro has avoided having to talk with the press. He doesn't like to. So he pretends that he can't speak very good English, and that has kept the press somewhat away from him.
I played with Fernando Valenzuela in the early 80s, and he did the same thing. He understood everything you said and could talk all he wanted, but he played that card for about 6 years.
Ichiro at second base with 2 down, no score in the game, and a 3-0 count on Boone. Do you let him swing? That gets away. Ichiro's going to third. That was ball 4. So Roger Clemens now has walked 2 more in this inning and 4 in the game. Runners at first and third. The wild pitch will be charged, allowing Ichiro to move over to third base.
And you see Posada going back out to the mound again, because what happened in the second inning when he walked Edgar Martinez and he walked Mike Cameron is happening again. He's collapsing on that back leg. I don't know if it's mechanically he's making a mistake or if physically he just can't stay up on it anymore. Ichiro not only working the base on balls, but working all of the pickoff throws, eventually stealing. Looks like it's taking its toll on Clemens, and it might show up here with a mistake to Edgar Martinez.
Brett Boone on at first base. Keep in mind that Roger Clemens did not win any of his last 3 regular season games. 2 losses and a no decision, and a loss and a no decision in the division series against Oakland. Breaking ball that misses, and Martinez is a hit on the count, 1-0. And Edgar Martinez would like to get out of his slump right now. Martinez got to walk his first time up. He's 3 for 13. First and third occupied for the Mariners. Fastball right there.
Right-handers had more success average-wise than left-handers this year against the Rocket, 258 to 235. And the reason is that he doesn't throw as many split-fingered fastballs to the right-handed hitter. That movement comes back to the right-handers as opposed to going away from the left-handers.
Martinez 1 for his last 23 against Clemens. Pops that one up. Ode Posada 1 for 24. So Seattle has gone back to what they did in the first 2 games. They are 0 for 3 tonight with runners in scoring position. They stranded. Great to have you with us around the world. As we said, we're going to get to some emails tonight. Sean in Singapore sent us an email, wanted us to explain the designated hitter rule. Rick Sutcliffe?
Well, it's another opportunity to protect the pitcher, keep them from getting injured anymore, to create more offense. Take a look at the actual rule. really the biggest reason that I'm in favor of that. Overall, I'm not, but we would have not gotten to know a guy like Edgar Martinez without the DH.
Paul O'Neill takes it inside for a ball. The designated hitter rule, of course, applies only in the American League. The National League, the pitchers hit. And it has been a controversial measure now for a couple of decades as to whether or not both leagues should adopt it or not. And always raises a controversy in the World Series, where the designated hitter rule applies in the American League ballpark, but in the National League ballpark, the pitchers have to hit. And every year, there's a discussion anew about the rule.
Yeah, and it comes into play in interleague play now, where a lot of times a National League team won't have a guy that really can handle that role. I mean, you're going to be overmatched when you go up against Seattle. You don't have an Edgar Martinez on your bench in the National League. You don't need those guys. You can't afford to pay those guys that much.
Keep in mind what just happened here. In the last inning, Roger Clemens came mighty close to the noggin of Brett Boone. Abbott just came mighty close to Paul O'Neill's head. Now he walks him. That may be a little something developing here in this game.
Well, it's all right to retaliate and protect your hitters, but when you do it, you have to make sure the guy does not touch home, because then it defeats the purpose. I find it hard to believe that Abbott would be knocking down or trying to hit the first guy of an inning. Get a guy out. Sometimes you get two guys out, and then you get the other guy.
O'Neill didn't like it.
But the one thing I have to make clear, retaliating and knocking people off the plate exists at the big league level. That's the only level it should come in to effect. Not at the college level, not at the high school level, and definitely not at the little league level.
Here is Scott Brocious. These teams have not had a hit yet. There are no hits in this game. But between these two pitchers, we've had 7 walks already in the ball game. So zeros on the scoreboard, but 3 walks by Abbott and 4 by Clemens so far.
To figure it was going to happen with Abbott. Even his manager said that his location had been off for the most part all year.
Brocious bunting, got a chance at second. No. Sacrifice. O'Neill goes to second base.
A good fielding pitcher would have gotten the lead runner on this play. O'Neill's not at 100%. Look at him trying to get there. He's got a broken foot. It's all he can do to go. Look at the pain that he's in there. Abbott just did not put himself in a position to make that throw right away. You got to jump off that mound. You got to want to get that lead guy. Tom Lampkin hollered, second base, but when Abbott looked, he did not have the confidence to make that throw. Take a look at it again. You got to go get it. That's too late. You've got to have your feet positioned to make that throw. Abbott looking back at Lampkin and said, well, I couldn't get him there. Well, you're right, you couldn't get him there when you go about it like that.
RBI opportunity now for Soriano. Alfonso Soriano hitting in the 9 spot. 276 fine numbers with 3 RBIs so far combined in the postseason.
That's the biggest difference between a guy like Abbott as opposed to last night's starting pitcher Jamie Moyer. He not only makes the routine plays as that one was, but more.
2-0.
Abbott had the 4th most base on balls allowed in the American League. 87 times he walked an opposing hitter. Unbelievably, he did that in just 163 innings pitched.
Still won 17 games. The other thing that he had to know was that O'Neill's got the bad foot, and the outfielders have got to know that here, because O'Neill's going to have a hard time trying to score on a base hit. 2-0 delivery, and he can't find the strike zone. 3-0. Now, if we see Abbott get in trouble here, Rick, Lou Piniella is not going to wait long to make a change.
And the change he's going to make will be John Halama. The Yankees on the year were just 2 games over 500 against left-handed starting pitchers.
Halama's left-handed. Strike on the outside corner. 3-1.
Halama pitched an inning last night. Very effective for Seattle. Piniella said he would be ready to go and available for 4 or 5 innings tonight. There's John.
Waiting in the bullpen. 3-1 delivery. Good overhand pitch right there. 3-2.
And an off-speed pitch with a 3-1 count. That's a lack of respect for the next hitter, which would be Chuck Knobloch. It's showing a lot of respect for the young Yankee second baseman.
Good up and down movement on that one. There's Knobloch on deck. One down, runner at second. 3-2 delivery, not even close. Lampkins kept it in front of him. Another walk. That's 4 given up by Abbott. Bautista picking up the RBI single for Arizona. 1 win away from a World Series appearance as they lead the Braves. 3-1 in the series, 1-0 in the game. Abbott got away with the walks in the last inning because his catcher Lampkin threw out 2 of them trying to steal. Here, there are 2 on now with 1 out, and he's got Knobloch up, who's gone 5 for 12 in this series. We're still looking for a hit. It feels like there have been about 20 hits in this game. There's that breaking ball again, in for a strike.
What makes Abbott such a valuable commodity at this point in his career is his versatility. He can start. He can pitch long relief. He could be a setup guy because his main pitch is a good, hard sinking fastball. And with a pitch like that, you can make 1 pitch and get 2 outs. Lou Piniella hoping for that now with first and second.
Knobloch, 3 postseason RBIs, a chance to add to it here. O'Neill looked back to the bag.
Why? He's not going anywhere. Lampkin even asking Abbott, what was that all about? Your focus needs to be right here. We're in a jam. You've got to get somebody out.
Infield will go for the double play if they can get it off Knobloch's bat. The 0-1 delivery. Missed inside, 1-1. Well, we told you at the top, we had a feeling this could be ugly from a pitcher's standpoint. It is starting out that way. Both of these pitchers are throwing a lot of pitches and not a lot of them in the strike zone. 2 on, lead runner O'Neill. Soriano at first base. 1-1. Popped him up. First base, infield fly rule means the batter's out. Runners advance at their own risk, which they can't do. 2 down.
Everybody wants to be a hero. You want your name engraved on that plaque that says ALCS MVP. But you've got to get pitches to do that with. This is not one. This is a fastball well out of the zone. Knobloch expanding it, as have the Seattle Mariner hitters tonight.
It's the lack of patience that we talked about coming from both sides tonight for the hitters.
So surprising, too, because these are veteran teams that have been playoff tested. Knobloch has been there many, many times.
Derek Jeter, 2 for 11 and no RBIs in this series yet. And the pitch is there for a strike. There are 2 down now with runners on at first and second. Still no hits on the board. Jeter, 326 with runners in scoring position this year. Paul O'Neill at second, Soriano at first. The 0-1 away, 1-1.
Jeter just missed a home run in the first inning off Abbott. He did not miss hitting a homer in Abbott's only start this year during the regular season against the Yankees. He lost that game, gave up homers to not only Derek Jeter, but Shane Spencer, who we saw last night, and Alfonso Soriano, who's at first base.
Jeter has 2 home runs in his career off Abbott. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Roll to the third, got a forced play. He's going to go to first, and Jeter tried but could not beat it out. So Abbott's able to avoid the problem too as he walks 2 in the inning. 2 more left on base. No hits in this ball game yet, but walks and pitches piling up. Seattle trying to tie this American League Championship Series if they can get a victory here. The Yankees could go up 3-1 if they can win it. Right back to New York. World Series. Baseball Max. Check the TV listing in your country for times and channels. First ball, base hit center field by John Olerud. And there's the first hit of the ball game, a leadoff single for the Mariners' Olerud here in the 4th inning.
Well, as frustrating as it's been for us to sit around and watch all the base on balls in the long innings without any damage being done, it is also taking its toll on Roger Clemens and those leg injuries. They start to stiffen up. He actually jogged to the mound between innings this time, trying to get some activity and strength back in that leg.
Bunting to move the runner up, but it'll be a foul ball as Javier pushed it down to third with Brocious charging in. Both these managers playing this like a one-run ball game.
Yeah, and both of them in the back of their minds are thinking about their bullpens. They know they're going to be in the pen shortly. 63 pitches now already for Roger Clemens, and he's just recorded 9 outs.
Javier had 3 sacrifices during the regular season. Brocious still moving in at third. Javier takes the breaking ball for a strike. He thought it wasn't in there.
Along with the confidence Seattle gained last night by scoring some runs finally, they also gained confidence by doing some damage against Mike Stanton. They feel like they can get to him. They felt like they could get to the Rocket tonight. The only one they truly want to avoid is Mariano Rivera.
2-strike delivered in the dirt. Runner will stay. That ball game last night with the 14 runs, the 4th and only the 4th double-digit loss in the postseason history of the New York Yankees. That's a lot of games. But as the Yankees and Mariners know, once that game's over, it's over. It does not carry over to the next one. 1 ball, 2-strike count. Olerud not fast. The base runner at first base. And he struck him out. 6 Ks for Clemens.
Take a look at the numbers out of the Yankee pen during this series. Even Mariano Rivera has been touched up for a run. Mendoza has pitched decent but gave up a couple of hits. They feel like they can get to those guys. They do not feel like the Yankees can do anything with their pen.
Clemens living dangerously here, but getting the strikeouts when he needs them so far. Faces Mike Cameron. Cameron drew a walk. 1 of 4 surrendered by Clemens, his first time up. Olerud on at first with the first base hit of the ball game here in the 4th inning. About 56,000 on hand here tonight at Yankee Stadium. Breaking ball, slider away, 2-0.
Clemens, one of the league leaders this year with 14 wild pitches thrown. Abbott, on the other hand, had 11 himself. So even though Olerud is not a guy that's going to steal a base for you, he has to be on his toes with that secondary lead in case there's something in the dirt, and he can get in a scoring position.
2-0 delivery. Got it in there. You saw the 1-1 score. Atlanta's Julio Franco. Talk about a resurrection. He had a home run off Randy Johnson to tie that game for the Braves.
He said he played in Japan. He played in Korea. He was in the Mexican League.
2-ball, 1-strike count on Cameron. Cameron puts that one to left. Think he broke his bat on that one. Knobloch. 2 down.
Joe Torre watching the same things that we're watching. Balls are starting to be hit hard. The Rockets' command is not there. He's just got his fingers crossed that the Rocket can get through 5 innings for him, and then he has to make a difficult decision which direction to go in that bullpen. Look at the extension on that swing by Cameron. The problem was the Rocket just didn't put enough on it.
In the postseason games this year, Clemens only went 4 innings in Game 1 against Oakland in a 5-3 loss, and he took the loss. He came back in Game 5 against Oakland and went only 4 1/3 innings. He gave up 3 runs on 5 hits in that game. Was non-decisioned in a Yankee win. No score here in the 4th. 2 down towards the hole. No, foul ball. Olerud at first base being held by Martinez, and I don't understand that. John Olerud is not going to run, period. And you got a left-handed hitter, Lampkin, up there.
I know you're looking at me for an answer, and I don't have one. I don't know either.
Especially when he fouls a ball off down the first baseline foul. It would make you even think more about getting that Tino Martinez, the first baseman, off the bag and behind the runner, not giving that extra hole between first and second base.
Yankees might say that they want to guard the line, but you could guard the line and still play much deeper.
And I guarantee you those 11 steals in John Olerud's career are on the back end of somebody stealing third ahead of him. John is a great guy and gets ribbed all the time about his lack of speed. He had a triple last year, and I asked him, how'd you do that? He said all 3 outfielders fell down. I said, why didn't you have an inside the park home run? He said, I can't run. 2-1 delivery. Chase that one away. 2-2.
The shoe companies love Olerud, though, because when you see a picture of him in the paper or on television at night, the label on that shoe, the swoosh on that Nike there, it's never blurred. It's always perfectly clear because of the lack of speed.
Up high. So Clemens again goes 3-2. And you saw him when he got that throwback to the mound. He kind of scrunched his shoulders. He did not want to go 3-2 on this guy, because Lampkin has hit him 5 for 16 with a homer. Runner goes. That one looped to center field. Bernie Williams is there. No runs, base hit, and 1 left on. The Mariners now are stranded 5-3 in scoring position through the first 4 innings. Paul Abbott goes back to work. John Olerud, the only hit in this game so far. Bear in mind, last year these two teams played in the American League Championship Series, and the Yankees, on their way to a World Championship, won this series in 6 games. These two pitchers, Clemens and Abbott, matched up against one another in Game 4 last year.
Well, you know, Abbott really didn't pitch that bad. You give up 3 runs, you would expect with this offense you'd be in the ball game, but the Rocket with just a dominating performance last year in Game 4. In Game 5, though, Freddie Garcia came back. He won that ball game, giving Denny Nagel his 2nd loss in that series. But of course, El Duque won the final game, and the Yankees eventually went on to win another World Series. One change they made: Denny Nagel's no longer here. They filled his spot with a guy named Mike Mussina. Take a look at the numbers now. Look at those base on balls.
Wow. We will be right back here, no matter what happens in this game, for Game 5 at Yankee Stadium. Aaron Seeley and Andy Pettitte are the scheduled starters tomorrow night. David Justice, the designated hitter, now 1 for 13 lifetime off Abbott as he grounded out his first time up. It'll be Justice, Williams, and Martinez, the middle of the Yankee order, due up. Justice going to make him work a little bit here. 1-1.
So hard to play defense when you don't anticipate the ball being hit at you. See the Mariners out there stretching, trying to stay loose.
Towering pop-up, shallow left. Javier. Struggle with that one a little bit, but hauls it in. 1 away in the 4th inning. As we said, more action to come your way tomorrow. Same place, Yankee Stadium. It'll be Game 5. Freddie Garcia and Andy Pettitte tomorrow, 8 o'clock, midnight, Greenwich Mean Time. I think Selig's going tomorrow, is he not?
That's what I
And the Atlanta Braves and Diamondbacks, if needed, John Burkett and Miguel Bautista at 8 o'clock Eastern, midnight Greenwich Mean Time in the National League. Bernie Williams. Williams, a walk, his first time up. How long can these pitchers continue to get away with these long, deep counts in their first strike? Maybe they've bored the hitter so much they're struggling to stay awake at the plate.
Well, Abbott's made a nice adjustment here. He started Justice off with a fastball for a strike. He's done the same thing to Bernie Williams. I think you're right. They're in shock. Well, he's not throwing a fastball for a strike.
Off-speed pitch, foul ball.
Really, the biggest thing that turned Paul Abbott's career around was their pitching coach, Brian Price, changing his delivery. He had no deception to it. It was easy to pick the baseball up out of his hand as we look at Brian. He told him, you have to be more deceptive. So what they did, they took his left arm and elevated it. He almost throws his glove at the hitter first as if to create an illusion, and it's not as easy to pick that baseball up out of his hand. Take a look at his glove hand, what he does there. Look at him throw it at it, and then the baseball follows that. Didn't used to be that way.
1 ball, 2 strike count from Abbott.
Take a look at the deception here. Without that glove, the glove used to stay lower. It just stayed down there. Now it goes up. And what that does, it not only creates some deception, but it keeps Abbott on top of that sinker.
And he misses there, and it evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
We've talked about the Yankees and their power and their bullpen and their starting pitching. And we've talked about Joe Torre. The one thing Joe Torre does not get enough credit for is the coaching staff that he chose. One of the best all time.
Unable to get around on that inside fastball, fouled it off to keep the count at 2-2. Don Zimmer on the left, the bench coach, and literally his right arm and right side of his mind for that matter. And then on the right of Torre, who's in the middle, Mel Stottlemyre, the pitching coach.
Zimmer, a former National League Manager of the Year. Willie Randolph and Lee Mazzilli. 2 guys constantly rumored to be going somewhere to manage.
Randolph, a great Yankee player. Lee Mazzilli played both sides of New York, both with the Mets and over here. Both looking for manager's job, but probably aren't going to get it because Joe Torre's got a 3-year, $5 million a year deal sitting on the table. 3-2 delivery up high, and he walked him. Don't try this at home if you're a pitcher. This is not the way to do it.
I almost feel like I should apologize to the fans. It's 0-0, which normally indicates it's a pitching duel, but this is not tonight. These are a couple of guys that are trying to give up runs. The opposing hitters are just not letting that happen.
And both managers have been looking down at their shoe tops more often than not, watching their pitchers tonight.
Here's where a guy like Tino Martinez can scare Lou Piniella. You try to guide that fastball over for a strike, he'll hurt you.
He takes a strike. Tino Martinez, couple of RBIs in the postseason. Martinez, though, does not have an RBI in this series. Bernie Williams at first base. 1 down. And he could not get on top of that overhand breaking ball. That pitch is tough to hit unless you're a real good uppercut hitter, isn't it? Because, I mean, it's coming in just like the old drop ball. It's falling down with gravity's help.
Well, you need a 3-wood or a 5-iron to hit it in the location that Tino tried to hit that one in. That baseball bat is not designed to hit that pitch. You got to get something up, at least at the knees or higher.
2-strike count. Williams at first. That one bounced in front of home plate. 55-footer right there, 1-2. Good stop made by Lampkin.
We also mentioned that Paul Abbott had a little bit of a leg problem. That had nothing to do with that pitch. That's just overthrowing a slider. If you miss with those off-speed pitches in an 0-2 count, you want to miss down, but you have to make them a little bit more desirable than that.
1-2 strike count. Abbott trying to work his way around another problem here with a 1-out walk to Williams. Yankees have scored only 10 in this series so far, and we're in game 4. And they've got no hits so far off Abbott, but they have picked up 5 walks, and he struck out only 1. Dino Martinez 1 for 15 off Abbott. Good pitch, tailed away. He stayed straight up on it and wasn't even close.
Tom Lampkin's not known for his defensive ability, but he did a nice job on that 0-2 pitch previously. Watch his positioning. There's a strikeout, the changeup on the outer half of the plate. Takes a peek at the runner to make sure Bernie is still there. But on that ball in the dirt, Lampkin was positioned perfectly.
Two strikeouts in 2 down. Abbott 2 in the game. Now he faces Jorge Posada, drew a walk. And that's in there. On that pitch we last saw, the strikeout, Rick, we see what Lou Piniella meant when he told us that Abbott pitches like a left-hander. To the left-handed batter, it's like a screwball. It's going the other way.
Yeah, it has real good movement away from guys on the left side of that batter's box.
1 strike count. Williams still at first. That pitch again. That one up high, though. 1-1.
I'm a little surprised that Abbott's paying so much attention to Bernie Williams. He's still going with that slide step, and when you do that, you lose some velocity, you lose some location, and you lose some of that late movement that is needed to get good hitters out.
Williams 11 for 16 in stolen bases during the year, and another pitch that misses down low. 2-1.
He's got to get a real good jump to steal a base off of you. And if Abbott just makes him stop, you can pick your leg up, you can use your legs to make a better pitch to home plate. He's got a bigger lead right now. Now you need to throw over. He's back. Now checking, make sure he stopped, and come to home with a good pitch. That's the whole key for pitchers is to recognize a lead. He was about 3 feet further off there than he has been during this at bat. He's got the cut of the grass right there, which is kind of your mark. See how he's almost a foot past the cut now. He's trying to steal this off his lead.
Again, that pitch that tails down and away, but it missed, and a 3-ball 1 strike count. We begin to see the bullpen loosening up. Mendoza. Three and 1, 2 away.
I'm sure John Halama's blood pressure is going up a little bit too. It's almost time to see him.
You don't think Williams should not be running here, I wouldn't think, and there he goes. Outside, and another walk. 6 walks in the game by Abbott. 3rd straight inning, he has walked 2 per inning. Piniella can't even look.
I'm really surprised there's not some activity. We saw Mendoza up and stretching. He's not throwing as of yet, but this thing could be broken open with 1 swing of the bat, and Paul O'Neill's a guy that can do that.
Has now walked more, 6 in this game, than he did in any game during the regular season. 2 down. Taken up high. Paul O'Neill, game 1.
They were up 1-0. Posada had just hit a double. All O'Neill was trying to do was get him over. He was able to do even more than that because the pitch from Aaron Seeley was elevated. He made it a 3-0 lead, and eventually the Yankees won that first game 3-2.
He's got 2 on here, and a strike on the inside corner. O'Neill thought he had a 2-0 count going right there.
68 pitches on the night. More balls than strikes. Imagine that. 35 balls, just 33 strikes from Paul Abbott tonight.
Paul O'Neill waiting, fouls it back, and there was one of the few pitches that batters have had to actually get a good cut at in this game that's been in the close to the strike zone.
Well, watch what happens. It's on the outer half of the plate, and watch what O'Neill tries to do. Look at the hips go open. Look at the top hand come over the baseball. Trying to do too much. Just hit it where it's pitched. That could have been a nice gap into that left center field.
O'Neill, a .291 hitter at Yankee Stadium this year. 1-2 delivery to him, and a 9-iron to first. Olerud says, I got it, and he does. This is unbelievable. No runs, no hits. 2 more are left on base. Abbott has walked 6, struck out 2, but he has not given up a hit to the Yankees in the first 4 innings. And O'Neill says that 9-iron just did work. Great to have all of you around the world joining us here at Yankee Stadium in New York. A very strange first 4 innings. 1 hit, a John Olerud single. That has been it. As Paul Abbott has been able to work around the walk problem so far. Clemens, a strike. Bell leading it off, hitting in the 9 spot. Ichiro will bat second, and then McLemore. Bell struck out his first time up, 2 for 12 in this series. Clemens with 6 strikeouts and 4 walks. Ripped to third and caught by Brocious. There have been no big hits in this game. There have been chances.
There have been, but there have not been pitches at which to do major damage with. Both of these teams, surprisingly, here in Game 4, still pressing. Edgar Martinez chased what would have been a ball. There's Knobloch. Look at the glove of catcher Tom Lampkin. It was in the dirt on that ball that was swung at by Derek Jeter. And here we go again. Maybe this is why these pitchers are walking so many people, because they don't have to throw strikes to get people out.
The hitter's just not been able to be patient in this game. Ichiro fouls it off. He struck out his first time up, drew a walk in the 3rd inning, stole second, ended up at 3rd on a wild pitch. He is the only base runner to have gotten to 3rd base in this game. 5 left on so far by Seattle. The 0-2 delivery, and Ichiro just trying to poke it into the outfield, fouls it off.
His hand-eye coordination is as good as anybody's in baseball. That's that split-fingered fastball that everybody else has tried to put in play, missed, and gone back and set down. Ichiro was able to get a piece of it.
Roger Clemens gets it in, foul back again. A very tough man to either strike out or walk. As we said, only 30 walks during the regular season. Ichiro likes to put the ball in play. The 0-2 delivery to him, and again just fights it off.
It's just amazing how many pitches that he can handle and get a piece of. Joe Torre was saying that it reminded him a lot of the Hall of Famer and former Yankee great Yogi Berra, swinging the pitches over his head and in the dirt.
And struck him out. Jorge Posada's got to find the baseball. Does. Well, Clemens has struck him out twice.
Well, it's almost like fishing, Gary. If you keep throwing your lure in the same spot and fish keep biting it, you're going to throw it back there again. Those are all off-speed pitches on the outer half of the plate. Ichiro helping him out. Clemens trying to get it in the dirt. There was a little high fastball to look at. He's going to go back down, and now he's going to go down even further to get that strikeout. Asada with a nice job keeping it in front of him, and he ran to first to make the throw short.
McLemore takes the pitch in the dirt. Roger Clemens retired the side in order in the first inning. Not since. Mendoza, bullpen of the Yankees, active. Clemens has a chance to retire the side in order here. Fastball is right there to McLemore, who is 0 for 2. Though Clemens with 7 strikeouts so far in the game during the season. He struck out 10 twice, did it against Baltimore and did it against Boston. Missed outside with that. 2-1.
Be a tough decision for Joe Torre. If he gets this out, do you send the rocket back out for the 6th or not? You got Mendoza up and throwing, but Edgar Martinez is a .300 lifetime hitter off of Mendoza. Clemens has had his number.
Outside with that. 3-1.
If he gets McLemore out, Boone would be due to lead off the top of the 6th with Edgar after him.
I'd be inclined to leave Clemens in. I mean, I think these hitters, until they get patient, let them keep chasing. That one to right field. Paul O'Neill, warning track. So he does retire the side in order, setting down Seattle here in the 5th inning. A Yankees win, and they would be up 3-1 in the series. A Seattle win, and they would tie the series. Right now, 1 hit in the game. Gary Thorne, Rick Sutcliffe back with you here at Yankee Stadium. Thanks for the emails, everybody. Keep them coming. Hiroki Sato from Japan emailed us. He said, I was born in Kobe, Japan, but I grew up in Westchester, New York. He's back in Japan now. He says, how do you get all the statistics so quickly?
Has nothing to do with us.
Absolutely nothing. These are the people working in what we call the truck, our production staff. These are the production trucks located outside Yankee Stadium. And they do the work down there by putting those graphics up. When you see numbers like this, that's coming from the people down there working in the truck, the graphics part of our production. And they do one heck of a job. So, Mr. Sato, that's how we do it. Strike taken. And if you would like to ask a question, make a comment, say hi. There's where you go. TV questions at website.mlb.com. Would love to hear from you. We'll get on as many of the emails as we can. 0-1 delivery. Off the end of the bat. That about sums up the offense tonight right there. Scott Brocious is retired. 1 down.
Well, this format worked for Paul Abbott in his last start. Back on the 2nd of this month, he pitched 5 innings against the Anaheim Angels, walked 6 guys, picked up the victory in that ball game. Fortunately for him, his team scored 14 runs. Abbott was blessed all year long with a lot of run support, but he pitched a lot more effective during the season than he has been tonight. Very fortunate. A surprisingly over-aggressive New York Yankee team.
1 down. Before we leave the statistical department, we certainly have to mention this young man to my left.
The best.
We call him Marty on the Aronoff. His real name is Marty Aronoff. He's the best statistician in the world.
And we've got the world listening to us.
That's why we have him. Overhand fastball is in there for a strike. Soriano, 1 ball, 1 strike count.
Abbott with a no-hitter going here into the bottom of the 5th. A.J. Burnett for the Florida Marlins pitched a no-hitter earlier this year against the San Diego Padres, and guess how many he walked?
4.
9. We got more to come.
Holy cow. 3 ball, 1 strike count. See, you told him. Now he's going to start trying to reach that number 9 number. He's got 6 so far. .34-year-old right-hander. 3-1 delivery. Fouled off, and that took Lampkin's mask right off his head.
This kid's had a couple of mental lapses in this series. He hit a ball off the wall in Seattle he thought was a home run. He didn't run immediately, and when the ball didn't go out of the ballpark, he was held to a single. He didn't cover second base last night, late in the ball game, but physically, there is nothing missing. Well, he's got some tools.
He's a rookie, and he rips it, and it's foul.
You just love seeing swings like that on that 3-1 fastball. Managers can't stand it when you get jammed. It's 3-1. That's a hitter's count. If you get a pitch that you can handle, come unglued. Go after it, as he does here. Look at the aggressiveness of that youngster.
Out of the Dominican Republic. And he's on with a walk. Number 7. Given up by Abbott. He has to walk 2 per inning or he doesn't feel right. Well, he's not feeling right now.
He walked Soriano in his last at bat, but the problem was Scott Brocious had sacrificed Paul O'Neill to second base, who also walked in that inning, and Soriano could not run because O'Neill was in front of him. Well, he's got the green light now if he so chooses to go.
Soriano with speed. Chuck Knobloch, leadoff batter. Soriano, in his own rights, a leadoff batter who hits in the number 9 spot. But someday will probably be the leadoff hitter for the Yankees. And he's leaning.
Lou Piniella pitched out earlier in this series with Soriano at first base, and it was a good pitch out, not a bad throw, but no chance. Soriano was so quick, he stole it.
43 stolen bases, caught 14 times during the regular season. Now we will play this game at first base, and a 0-0 game with the Yankees not having a hit on the board. Anything to help try and manufacture a run here. Soriano certainly stealing a base would be part of that. Knobloch 0 for 2. Runner not going. Foul back.
Abbott's location might not be very good, but his stuff has been real good tonight. That live fastball with late movement on the inner half. The changeup has been good when it's been near the zone. He's actually had better command of the off-speed stuff than he has that fastball.
Changeup is his strikeout pitch. He has 2 Ks in the game. Soriano leaning at first base, not going though. Breaking ball down low. 1-1.
Unlike Roger Clemens with that big leg kick to home, Abbott has an outstanding slide step. You want to get the ball to the catcher and anywhere under 2 seconds flat, and I would say Abbott's probably close to about 1.5 seconds.
Base stealers 7 for 13 when Abbott was on the mound during the regular season, compared to Clemens 34 out of 40. Soriano not with a big lead that time.
Just can't afford to take a chance on a pitch out if you're Lou Piniella, because Abbott's having so much trouble throwing strikes without adding a ball to the count. Watch how quick Abbott is to home plate if he goes home here.
Same thing that we saw earlier in the ball game when Roger Clemens was throwing over on Ichiro. Piniella's come off the bench to the front of the dugout here because he knows Soriano's going to go sometime here. 1 ball, 1 strike count still. 5 throws to first base.
Soriano with 3 stolen bases in the postseason. It's tied for Ichiro in that department.
One to Knobloch. Runner not going. And all that is a hard strike into the seats. Jammed him.
That runner wants to go, but Abbott's really doing a good job keeping him from doing that. Take a look at the slide step here. And for all you young pitchers out here, the key to that slide step is to start your hands first. Watch his hands break. See his arm go out? That's the first thing that happens. You got to get your arm started so that it can catch up with the rest of your body. You start your leg first, you can't do that.
Runner not going, and that just missed. Abbott's gotten a little upset this inning on a couple of pitches that were not called strikes by Relaford. These high pitches.
Abbott does such a good job fooling the umpire with that stance that he has and how he throws his arms up. See how low he gets to the ground. Difficult to call that pitch on him.
2-2 count on him as Soriano gets the uniform dirty over there. Still a 2-2 count. He's extended the lead about a half a step here. 7 throws to first. What was your record for throws to first base?
Probably right there. But I had a young Ricky Henderson to deal with.
That's right.
If you didn't pick him off, then it was a double or triple.
The all-time leading base stealer, Ricky Henderson. 2-2, runner goes. Running on a 2-2 count. The problem is the hitter's got to protect his at-bat. So if there's a strike, he's got to swing, even if the base stealer would be there.
Soriano picked a good pitch to run on, though. That was that changeup from Abbott. It's going to get to home plate slower. The catcher, Tom Lampkin, has got to stay back on it to catch it. You can't come out of the chute like you would like to, and you could on a fastball.
Such an important game. Seattle could tie it 2-2. The Yankees go up 3-1. There is a world of difference between those two settings. That's why this game's being played this way. Every pitch, every move matters. Looks like a throw to first base again here. Nope, 2-2. Runner goes in the dirt. Got a chance. Not a good throw, and he's in. Fine play by Boone, who thought he had him. He's arguing with Tim Welke, the second base umpire.
You knew he wanted to go. He finally had an opportunity to do that. He picked a good pitch to run on, and a bad throw from Lampkin. There's the jump. He's off and running. The ball was down. Lampkin comes up with it, gets rid of it quickly, but when the throw bounced, it came up so high that Boone could not get the tag down in time. Difficult pitch to handle. Boone coming back with the tag, but he missed that lead arm. Here he comes. Watch the lead arm coming in. Right in between it. His hand gets to the bag. Tim Welke right on top of it.
3-2 delivery, and he walked it. 8 walks.
I was surprised, though, that Boone reacted as he did. He must have thought he got him, and he did. Look at the glove. When the glove folds like that, it's making contact with something, and that was the left arm of Soriano. It was a close play, a tough call to make, but it ends up being the wrong call.
He had him. That should have been an out. 4th straight inning that Abbott has walked 2 in the inning, and he is now up to 9.
Not a whole lot that Ryan Price can tell Paul Abbott here. The reason for this trip to the mound, Norm Charlton has just gotten up in the Mariner bullpen. They've got to buy some time for him to get ready to pitch to the next hitter, which is David Justice.
Season high, and I said 9. It is 8 walks in the game. Yankees 1 for 3 in stolen bases now in this ball game. They've got 2 on. And a long time being taken out there. Home plate umpire Charlie Relaford on the way out to break it up.
So many amazing things that Derek Jeter does on a baseball field. One of those this year was learning to hit with runners in scoring position. Jeter, one of the top 10 in that category in the American League, with a .326 average. We have a runner in scoring position now.
Jeter does not have an RBI in this series, and only 1 in the playoffs, and only 1 down. Man, what a lead at second base. Soriano. Boone went over there and couldn't believe that Abbott didn't at least step off, and Boone was out of position when the pitch was thrown. He was at second. Look at the lead. He never even looked at it. 2-0.
You wondered how long it could last. He's been getting by with mirrors up to this point.
Left-hander with Justice on deck. 2-0 delivery. Jeter wanted that one. 2-1.
You know, I'm sure if you ask the hitting instructors right now, they'd tell you if they had their druthers, they'd send the hitter up there without a bat.
Just stand there.
Just don't swing. I bet he throws 4 balls before he throws 3 pitches that are called strikes.
Jeter, 327 career playoff hitter. Oh, it went after another one in the dirt. 2-2.
Well, there's a big difference between a 3-1 count, which that should have been, and what we have now, which is a 2-2 count. You got to protect. You got to put the ball in play. If it's in the strike zone, you put it in play on the ground, and this terrific infield defense could turn it into a double play for Abbott.
Boy, that pitch had great movement again, though, didn't it? First and second, 2-2 delivery. Jeter pops it up to right. Runner will tag at second base. Ichiro with that big arm. Nerner's not going to tag now. And that'll quiet the house again as Jeter's retired, and there are 2 down. Now do you come and get Abbott?
I do. I know Justice has had a lot of success against left-handed pitchers, but I mean, how long can you continue to take chances that Jeter's going to miss pitches like that to hit and continue to chase pitches that are not hittable?
Here we are talking about taking out a guy who's throwing a no-hitter.
He's not going to be around for 9 innings. I'll promise you that.
Justice is 1 for 14 off Abbott. Soriano at second, Knobloch at first. Scoreless game. Justice takes the strike. Now that's a pitch to hit, but Abbott has thrown so few pitches in the strike zone. Hitters coming up there on the first pitch just aren't going to be ready to hit. They're going to make him throw a strike. And he did that time. Soriano, great speed at second base. 1-1.
Justice changed his approach in his last at bat. After the first at bat grounding out the first baseman John Olerud, he was going to the opposite field with that fastball, so as if to be able to stay back on the off-speed pitch if he got it from Abbott.
1-1 delivery to Justice, and that's down low, and it's 2-1. Well, we were told Abbott was going to struggle with the strike zone, but I don't think we expected it to be quite like this. Jeter has taken an 0 for 3. Justice 0 for 2. 2-1 delivery. Right there with a fastball at the knees.
Well, he keeps making the pitch when he needs to. It's so surprising, these Yankee hitters swinging at pitches that aren't strikes and taking pitches like that. David Justice, one of the better low ball hitters in our game.
Now he's got him set up, Rick, for that changeup that breaks down and away to left-handers, I would think.
I would look for that pitch as well, but with Justice taking 2 fastballs for striker, it seems like Justice might be sitting on that pitch also. I don't know how you can sit on anything with 2 strikes on you, though. You got to just see the ball and react to it.
Not sure about the signs here. Lou Piniella was talking with us before the game about the Yankees and every team stealing signs, so that's why you get these change-ups here with a runner on at second base.
And they might be changing the sequence that Tom Lampkin uses here. With nobody on base, the catcher normally would just put down 1 finger. If it's a 1, it's a fastball. 2's a curve. You wiggle your hand, it's a changeup. With a man on second, there has to be a sequence, which we'll see here. Well, Lampkin already talked about what they're going to throw.
Gets the ground ball. Boone's up with it, and he has done it again. You might want to not take him out of the game because he may have some miracle in him here tonight.
He's going to throw 250 pitches, though.
And pitch a no-hitter. The Yankees are now 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. They still don't have a hit. They leave 2 more on in the 5th inning, and they've stranded 6. Welcome back, everybody. Yankee Stadium, Gary Thorne, Rick Sutcliffe in a scoreless game. Yesterday, 6th inning, it wasn't scoreless.
No, they had struggled up to that point, though. The Mariners just had 1 hit through 4 innings. They got a couple of hits and a couple of runs in the 5th. But in the 6th inning, they exploded. And the impressive part about what happened after that was that they continued to score in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. They just pounded the relief pitchers for Yankees.
Second time, Major League history, that kind of a big inning has been put up. New York Yankees not used to seeing that. Now, can they do it again? Yankees had faced more than 9 batters in a postseason. Only once before, 7 runs in that inning. Last time that happened back in '58. Now Clemens is out. Romero Mendoza working against Boone. So we were talking about taking Abbott out, and he was pitching a no-hitter in his. Clemens comes out pitching a 1-hitter.
I think the most effective thing that Abbott did by taking so long to put up 5 zeros in the first 5 was that Roger Clemens had to sit over there and watch as well. That leg injury tightened up on him. He wasn't very effective in his last inning of work. David Bell hit a line drive, and Mark McLemore about hit it out.
Foul ball. So Romero Mendoza comes on, middle relief, 56 games and 2 starts for him. Boone trying to get the leadoff hit against him. Almost here, but watch this go foul. Wow, that was close. That goes over the bag, and it's fair. It's a fair ball. It's not where it hits. That looked like it went over the bag fair.
Like it caught that corner, didn't it?
1-2 delivery. Mendoza gets him to reach. Jeter. One away in the 6th inning. 0 for 7 now. Boone against Mendoza.
Jeter's just so smooth. Even though it looked to be a routine ground ball, at the last second, that ball takes a bad hop. But watch his gloves positioning. It's on the ground. And then when it takes a bad hop, you can come up to it, secure it with your body, and the throw's the easy part. But if you don't start with your glove down and it takes that bad hop, you're in trouble. Just so fundamentally sound defensively, Derek Jeter.
Martinez, designated hitter. His woes continued. 3 hits in 14 at-bats. He's had a walk and a pop-out in this game for Edgar Martinez, their designated hitter. He is a 300 hitter, though, off Mendoza. That one towards the hole, cut off. Brocious. Plenty of time. 2 down. Well, all the bats have gone quiet here in Game 4. Yankees and Seattle. Norm Charlton still throwing in the bullpen for the Mariners.
Charlton's had some success against Bernie Williams. You've got a left-hander, Tino Martinez, up after that.
Olerud 2 for 9 off Mendoza, takes the strike. There is Abbott, who incredibly is working a no-hitter through 5 innings with 2 strikeouts and 8 walks. Missed inside to the left-hander, 1-1. Olerud picked up a single his last time up, 1 for 2 in the game, 3 for 14 in the series. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Fans are cheering Rudy, Rudy for Rudolph Giuliani, who's going back to his box seat. Did he go? Yes. Boy, Ed Montague at third. If you got that bat anywhere near that plate, see, Abbott can't believe it. He's called them strikes. Two, got him. So that's 9 in a row that have now been retired by Clemens and Mendoza since the hit by Olerud in the 4th inning, which is the only hit of the game. And it remains scoreless. It's MLB.com. It's the place for live game audio and video highlights, player profiles, historical facts, and updated scores. Catch all the latest baseball news, all 30 Major League Baseball teams covered, and shop for authentic Major League clothing online. Drop us an email, too. We'd love to hear from you. Your questions can come at tvquestions@website.mlb.com. Gary Thorne, Rick Sutcliffe, our crew at Yankee Stadium. 67 degrees at game time. A beautiful early fall day here in the tri-state area. It is a heck of a ball game. No score. Guy throwing a no-hitter has now come out of the game, and the guy throwing the one-hitter was already out of the game.
Well, both of the managers had hoped to get 5 innings out of their starters, and they hoped to be in the ball game. It wasn't really by design how they did that. That is not a misprint. Those were 8 base on balls, and those of you that were with us know that well.
You watched them all. Norm Charlton out of the bullpen. Left-hander, 38 years old. He was signed as a minor league free agent in December of last year and appeared in 44 games with Seattle this year. Went 4-2. Outside for a ball.
He also appeared in game 1 for Lou Piniella. And Lou liked what he saw, pitched the scoreless 7th inning, and then retired Posada and O'Neill in the 8th inning before Piniella replaced him with another reliever.
The left-hander here, Bernie Williams, turns around, the switch hitter. Williams, a couple of walks in the game. And Charlton will have to wait here as Williams steps out. Charlton has been around Major League Baseball, going back to '88 with Cincinnati. Played in Seattle once back in '93 through '97, then left. Go to Baltimore. Now he's back there again. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Williams. And Williams arguing with home plate umpire Charlie Relaford a couple of times tonight on calls. Williams is 2 for 16 off Norm Charlton. Lou Piniella loves to manage by the numbers. 1-1. Which is kind of surprising. You would think a veteran like Piniella, who was just a hard-nosed, grimy, get-down-in-the-dirt kind of player, would go more by gut feel and instinct. But he loves numbers. He says, I want matchups that give me the best statistical advantage. And that's why he's brought Charlton in against Williams. Maybe not. Center field. Hauled in. Good play by Mike Cameron.
With a lot of center fielders, it would have been a maybe not, but Cameron just terrific jumps, terrific breakaway speed, easily able to get to that ball, and could have gone another 30 feet if he needed to be. He's going to win. He should not only win this Gold Glove, but he should win several for years to come. That was the biggest thing that Lou Piniella and Gerald Perry, their hitting coach, were telling us when they heard about Ichiro. The scouts told them Ichiro was a step quicker than Mike Cameron. And both of them said, oh, come on now, I got to see this to believe it. Well, they were right.
They saw it.
They did.
Dino Martinez. We've talked about this ballpark being a favorite for left-handed power hitters. Dino Martinez, this year here at Yankee Stadium, he hit .305 at home and .254 on the road. And he had 22 home runs here at home and only 12 on the road. Martinez, this has been a ballpark he has loved to play in as a left-handed pull hitter. Charlton is inside to him.
He really has changed his stance and whole approach to hitting since he came from Seattle. With that short porch in right field, he's right on top of home plate. He just dares you to come in with something.
0 for 2 in the game, 2 for 13 in the series. And the left-hander Charlton is outside to him, 2-1. Really gets down to nitty-gritty time here. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. This game is so important. Cannot overemphasize that. Former Yankee Jeff Nelson now with Seattle in the bullpen. Lou Piniella guaranteed that his team would go back to Seattle for game 6. They must win 2 out of 3 here at Yankee Stadium to do it. That one to left field. Not deep. Javier over, in the corner, up and over. That'll be a ground rule double. And there's the Yankees' first hit.
Charlton going against the book in his earlier approach on Tino Martinez. He had been pounding him in with fastball. Look at where Lampkin sets up. That's where the pitch is. Tino didn't hit it very hard, but the plan was to pitch him in. The defense was set up outfield-wise for him to pull. When you change your approach on the mound, you've got to let your outfielders know it. That ball was not hit that hard. It was hit high enough that if Javier had been playing straight up, he could have got there easily.
With first base open and Jorge Posada at the plate, he's going to get his third walk. This one is going to be intentional. He's 3 for 6 lifetime off Norm Charlton. And this also gives Seattle a chance at the ground ball double play with Paul O'Neill, a left-hander, on deck. Assuming O'Neill hits, and it looks like he may not, as Spencer's come out in the on-deck circle.
I love how these two managers are always a step ahead. O'Neill might be hurting. We don't know that. We won't till after the game. But just in case Piniella had Nelson up and throwing, he's ready to go. And I would imagine he'll be coming into this game now.
Shane Spencer officially announced. As soon as that was done, Lou Piniella made his way out. And Jeff Nelson will be coming out of the bullpen. So Norm Charlton goes just a third of an inning, giving up a hit. 1 walk intentional. Yankees have runners on at first and second. Shane Spencer will be coming to the plate. Scoreless ball game. Jeff Nelson, 34-year-old with the Yankees for 5 years and a very integral part of their bullpen and their world championships, returning to Seattle and booed as he came on.
How soon they forget. What a tremendous job Nelson did in these pinstripes. He has had the ability in the postseason to just completely shut down right-handed hitters. Lou Piniella is hoping that trend continues.
69 games with the Seattle Mariners this past season. Only 30 hits off him in 65 innings.
In that crucial Game 5 in the divisional series against Cleveland, Piniella brought in Nelson, and he shut down the heart of their lineup, striking out Juan Gonzalez, Ellis Burks, Travis Fryman, and Will Cordell consecutively.
The Yankees, for the 4th straight inning, have had a runner in scoring position. It's still scoreless. Each team has only 1 hit.
Shane Spencer has a couple of hits. He's actually 2 for 2. Not much of a trend there. You don't know if they were hard hit balls, soft or what, but 2 for 2 against Jeff Nelson.
He had a 9th inning Game 2 double off Nelson. Spencer did in this series. 1 down, 2 on, and the slider away. On August 17, Joe Torre presented Nelson with his World Series ring from last year. In a Seattle uniform, of course. He's not presenting him with anything here. 1 down. Martinez at second. Jorge Posada at first base. Slider right there. Shane Spencer on as the pinch hitter. Not sure about the last call.
This guy's fun to watch in his approach to hitting. He's not a big name in a big name market as New York is, but if you hit that pitch there, all you're going to do with it is hit it on the ground. That's not what Spencer wants to do here. He wants to keep the ball into the air.
0 for 3 as a pinch hitter in the regular season. Stayed off the slider. Did he go? Check it first. No. John Shulot.
Lou Piniella might be saying, well, don't check him. Check Ed Montague. He's been calling every check swing tonight.
Let's go the other way.
Try somebody else. 2
ball, 1 strike count. Runners off first and second. Outside corner again. Boy, he is right on the corners of the plate when he throws strikes.
Up to this point, Spencer's been able to lay off that breaking ball. He takes another fastball here. Nice late movement, a nice job of framing it and holding it at knee level by Tom Lampkin.
Right-handers, 119 off Nelson. And he'll look the runner back. What a big part of the Piniella bullpen Nelson has been this year. Two, way outside, 3-2.
You talked about them giving location and maybe signs with a runner at second base. Tom Lampkin trying to keep that from happening. He's not even putting down fingers. He's just touching certain parts of his body to give the sign to Jeff Nelson as to what to throw. Look at that. No fingers going down.
3-2. Runners are not going. And the bases are loaded.
Never once did he throw that breaking ball for a strike, or did it seem like he was even trying. All 4 breaking balls missed by at least a foot outside, hoping Spencer would expand the zone like most hitters have tonight. Spencer did not.
So the best chance of the ball game for the Yankees. Scott Brocious is up. Bases are loaded. There's only 1 out. Anything to get that run in. Brocious 2 for 16 off Nelson. Outside corner. Rally caps are on here at Yankee Stadium. Check swing. Boy, that didn't miss by much. 1-1. Nelson thought he had another one there.
Boy, it looked like the same pitch he threw for strike 1, except Lampkin was setting inside. Ball's on the outer half, but that catches the outside corner. Wow. It's not where the catcher's sitting that you're supposed to make the call.
Lou Piniella. A little upset, obviously, about that non-called strike.
Well, there's been some non-check swings called against that have gone against Seattle. Some check swings that have gone against him called by umpire. The tag on Soriano's arm went against him.
1-1 delivery. 2-1. Not happy with home plate umpire Charlie Relaford. Yankees have had 11 base runners on tonight. Nobody's crossed. Brocious 1 for 9 with the bases loaded during the season. 2-1 pitch is fouled off. 2-2.
He's not happy with what his bullpen has done this inning. He took his starting pitcher Paul Abbott out because of the base on balls. Get the intentional walk to Posada, the walk to Spencer. Piniella's right back where he was with the starter.
Charlton responsible for Martinez and Posada. Nelson responsible for Spencer at first.
Brocious has watched Nelson the last 3 years. He knows about that devastating slider.
2-2 delivery. Second base. Boone. McLemore. Oh, they turn a big double play. And the Yankees are 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. The bases loaded and 1 down. And Nelson says, "Boo me again." We've completed 6 innings. Each team with a hit. Nobody's got a run. Scott Brocious, who grounded into 10 double plays during the regular season.
Look at the downward movement on that pitch. Just enough for Brocious to get on top of it. He knows what's going to happen. He hit the ball hard, but he hit it right to Brett Boone. McLemore's there. Spencer did all he could to try to break it up, but just what Lou Piniella needed.
So it remains a scoreless game with each team having just one hit. Nelson getting the job done out of the bullpen. The Yankees have left 2 on in each of the last 4 innings. And the pitch is on the outside corner. And when you come back and get the job done like Nelson did, this is what you do when you see this happen.
Well, he made a nice adjustment because the release point on that breaking ball was not there. He found out when he walked Spencer on 4 of them. So he just disregarded it, went to something he could throw for a strike, and it worked.
Ramiro Mendoza retired the side in order in the 6th inning. He's pitching here to Stan Javier with Cameron and Lampkin, the catcher, due up. Couple of strikeouts for Javier tonight. Mendoza gets the ground ball. Jeter had a hustle. That ball wasn't hit too hard. He gets Javier. It's 4 in a row retired now by Mendoza. This copyrighted telecast is the property of the Office of the Commissioner of Major League Baseball, intended for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of Major League Baseball is prohibited. You could ask Paul Beeston for consent.
You probably wouldn't get it.
No, you could ask Billy Joel, or you could ask Billy Crystal, and they wouldn't give it to you either. You could ask Paul McCartney. If he says it's okay, it's okay. The mayor, he'll refer you to his press staff. McCartney, he'll just say, go ahead.
You know, I'm just sitting here thinking, it's nice of Paul McCartney to be here tonight to enjoy the game, but he's probably enjoyed our telecast.
That's right.
Fact.
I hope so. I certainly have enjoyed his work. Two-strike count. Got him. Cameron goes down looking. Mendoza gets the K.
Joe Torre telling you and I before tonight's game that 14-3 loss was better than a 4-3 loss in extra innings would have been. He said the reason for that is that his key bullpen guys were not used. He used Mike Stanton for just 6 pitches, got him out when he didn't like the looks of things. So not only Mendoza available, Stanton available, and as always, that guy.
Mariano Rivera. Mendoza's thrown 19 pitches. 15 of them have been for strikes. Come up with the bat ready to go here. Pitch is taken outside by Lampkin, who's 0 for 2 in the ballgame. Sure happy to have Channel 5 with us in London each season on our Major League Baseball International broadcast. They join us. They're with us tonight. That's outside and a 2-0 count. Germany has also joined us for tonight's broadcast. Italy's with us tonight. There's Arthur Rhodes up. We had an email from Singapore. They have joined us for this game 4.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it is great. I love hearing from all you people out there. The emails. TV questions at website.mlb.com. Came back in the inside doing 3-1. Seattle's just gone, talking about sleepless, they've gone baseless here. Since Olerud got that single in the 4th inning, nobody else has reached 11 in a row. And of course he walked it. Another game going on tonight, of course, as Arizona's got a chance to wrap up the National League pennant. Bottom of the 7th inning in Atlanta, the Diamondbacks lead 3-2 in the ballgame. They lead in the series 3-1. One more win for Arizona. They go to the 2001 World Series. Tommy Glavine and Randy Johnson, the starting pitchers in that game. 0 for 2 for Bell, hitting 9th. Inside to him for ball.
The difference in this ball game could be Bell getting on base. Take a look at a couple of no doubt Hall of Famers.
They strike out a lot of people, both working tonight. Clemens is out of the game, having given up just 1 hit. But Clemens, with that bad hamstring, came out anyway. That misses outside. Mendoza wants a new baseball now as he falls behind on Bell 2-0.
I think you almost have to take here if you're Lou Piniella. David Bell did hit 15 home runs on the year, but if Bell can get on anyway, whatever it takes, via the base on ball, Ichiro would be up with runners in scoring position. You could not intentionally pass him in that spot. It didn't work last night. Ichiro led the American League in hitting with runners in scoring position.
Big pitch here, 2-0 delivery. Came in on him and it's fouled off. He didn't take it.
He took a pretty good hack at it, but I'm thinking this might have been ball 3. You make the decision. Would that have been inside? Nah, it would have been a strike.
Pretty good movement back in over the plate, huh?
Boy, good movement from both sides of the plate. Hard late movement from Mendoza.
2-ball, 1 strike count here. And again jammed him, and it's 2-2. Ichiro waiting, but there are 2 down.
There's no way you send the runner if you're Lou Piniella here. Even if Bell does not get on base, you want Ichiro leading off the top of the next inning.
2-2 pitch. Reached for it right into the glove of Mendoza. No runs, no hits. Base runner left on. One of the 3 tenors, Roman Tynan, on hand here. We're going to hear from him.
Your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise? And please direct your attention now to the microphone behind home plate. And welcome Irish tenor Ronan Tynan, who will now sing God Bless America.
While the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair, as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above, from the mountains to the prairies to the ocean white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet
Take a look at the box scores for this Game 4 of the American League Championship Series.
Not a whole lot to look at. Certainly not as far as in the run department. Only 1 hit for both teams. A lot of guys on base, but nobody has been able to make the full circle and touch home. on either side of the board.
Yeah. Look at the walks.
Jorge Posada. Jeez.
And settle back in after another emotional 7th inning stretch, and Jeff Nelson back on the mound and throwing that slider.
And he made the adjustment. He came out with his warm-up pitches, found a release point on that. He didn't think Charlie Rutherford called it a strike. He was looking like, what? He called it a strike, Jeff. He just didn't see it.
Soriano leading it off, and down the line and right foul off the end of the bat.
You're going to have to get that slider well off that outside corner to keep this young man from getting a bat on it. A long bat, long arms. And right when you think you can sneak it in on him, he'll turn on it.
We will be right back with you tomorrow night. No matter what happens, it's going to be Aaron Seeley for Seattle against Andy Pettitte, the left-hander of the Yankees. Here at Yankee Stadium in Game 5. The 0-2 delivery. Question is, will it be a game in which the Yankees can win the American League pennant, or will it be a game to decide whether or not Seattle goes home with the lead? Seattle's got to win 2 out of 3 here. They've won 1 to get this thing back home. Not that they want to do that. If they look at the numbers, visiting teams are 16-9 so far in this year's playoffs. You might want to stay out there on the road. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Lucky he didn't bust his top hand on that one.
This game sure looks like it's going to come down to a 1-run decision, and both of these managers have excelled in that department this year. Joe Torre is 30-18. Lou Piniella, as we see there, 26-12. And in those 1-run decisions, there are a lot of things a manager can do to be the difference.
1-2 delivery, breaking ball.
I remember Walter Alston, great manager for the Dodgers as I came up. We lost a one-run game, and he was mad at himself. He said, it was my fault. 1-run decision, you put on the hit and run at the right time. You bring in the right reliever. You pitch hit for the right guy. It can make the difference. He said in a 2- or 3-run decision, it's one starting pitcher or the other. And if the decision is 4 runs or more, then somebody or somebodies offensively had big nights.
1-2 delivery again to Soriano, and he got it. Nelson gets a strikeout. Leadoff man retired in the 7th inning for the Yankees.
Nelson's so tough on right-handed hitters. Soriano should not feel bad. There's been a lot of them that have gone down trying to hit this hard slider. Not really a location that Nelson wanted, but nonetheless, so deceptive. Look at how he hides it. Look at the angle he comes at you from. And then don't forget, he's 6'5", 6'6". I don't know what he's tall. I know that.
They list him at 6'8". The combined numbers this past year, hitters hit 136 against him. That was the lowest batting average for a relief pitcher in the American League.
That's 2 years in a row he's led the American League in that department. In fact, last year, the Mariners had the top 3 in lowest opponent batting average against. Nelson was first, Sasaki was second, and Arthur Rhodes, who's warming up in their pen, was number 3.
That one is foul back. 1 down, 7th inning. Knobloch's had an 0 for 2 and a walk. 5 for 13 in the series. He's only 1 for 12 lifetime against his former teammate Jeff Nelson. You can feel the tenseness building up here at Yankee Stadium right now, both in the stands, on the field, and in the dugouts. Because now all you got to do is make one mistake, and it could be the ball game and could easily decide the outcome of this series.
And the managers want to make sure they're not the ones that make that mistake. That's why Rhodes has been up and throwing and thinking about nothing but David Justice.
Right there, outside corner, 1-2. We have now had a combined 15 walks in this game by all the pitchers. That is a new record for a league championship series game in either the American or National Leagues. But it looks like those guys are gone.
I love watching records, but that's
not one you want to watch. Things have settled down now. We're seeing strikes thrown. 1-2 delivery.
Two different fastballs from Nelson. He's got that four-seamer that will have more velocity. The reason Chuck Knobloch was late on it, and the reason there's more velocity, is because there's no movement. It's the quickest way between 2 points is that straight line. That's the four-seam fastball. That two-seam fastball that he got Brocious to hit on the ground has some late downward movement.
Just stayed alive on that. He started to back away from the pitch, and it ended up probably outside the strike zone.
Take a look at where it starts, though. It looks like it's right at your head, doesn't it? Oh! And then look where it's at. Amazing.
I don't know how he hit that.
Look at his hips gone. Everything is gone.
Now that's a hitter off balance.
Hitters are so lucky. You should be out if you take a swing that ugly. Go sit down.
A pitcher speaking his height. 1-2 delivery. Came back, tried to get to the inside on him that time, and Lampkin another foul ball off him.
This guy is some kind of hitter. He's going to give you his total effort every single time out. Joe Torre knows that. He's going to battle you with everything he's got.
Doing it here against Nelson. You got Jeter and then Justice due up in the inning. Knobloch trying to get on against the big frame of 34-year-old right-hander. Popped up. Olerud coming over. Will not have a play.
Well, if he can get on, he knows that he can run on Nelson. Nelson not real good at going to that slide step. Likes the high leg kick to create that deception. If he goes to the slide step, there's not going to be as much velocity or deception. Derek Jeter might get a mistake and put something on the board. But first, Knobloch's got to get on.
He has fouled off 4 pitches now with 2 strikes on him. 1-2 the count. Came up high and inside. Bell. 2 down. Nelson wins the battle.
You got to figure these infielders are just as nervous as the hitters and the pitchers. Seattle without an error in this series. You make one at a time like this, it could be the difference. Watch David Bell here. Just a little bit shakier than you might see him during the regular season. And why not? This is what it's all about.
That ball wasn't coming as fast as he would like to have had it come to him. It was a little slow, and he was like, let's go. I got to get this thing going. Get here. 2 down. Derek Jeter. Look at the movement on that pitch. Jeter stays away from it. Ball 1.
For 5 years, Derek Jeter got to stand over that right shoulder of Jeff Nelson and watch his pitch selection.
Another one right there. Jeter just backing off. He wanted Nelson to throw a strike here before he was going to go at it. And so Nelson obliged. Jeter's 0 for 3 the only times he's faced Nelson, because most of the time they've been teammates. 1-1 breaking ball right on the outside corner again. 1-2. And you ask, well, you know he's going to throw that slider. Why don't you just lean out over the plate?
Because if it's not a slider and you guess wrong, it's going to go in one ear and out the other.
That's right. He'll come right back in and stand you up if you start leaning. 14 out of 17 pitches this inning. Nelson has thrown them for strikes. That one he goes up high with on a fastball. 2-2.
Amazing how things can change for a reliever. Arthur Rhodes, cool, calm, and collected. A walk here, an error, a base hit, and his whole world changes.
It's he and Justice. 3-2. David Justice on deck.
He might get a fastball here, probably on the outer half, and Jeter might be looking for it to go to the opposite field with it.
3-2 breaking ball, and he didn't intend to foul it off, but that's what happened. He got caught wanting to go out over the plate a little bit.
He was diving there, and Nelson got away with a hanger. Look at that ball just sitting up there. either trying to check his swing. He knew it wasn't going to be a strike, but he was not able to keep the bat off the ball.
Got to pull his arms back, Rick. He was ready to go out there and extend his arms.
I bet he goes back out there again looking for something away.
3-2 delivery. He did, and he got him. And what a performance so far by Nelson. He came on and walked Spencer. First man he fenced, got a double play in that inning, and now retires the side in order. The emotions of a vital game 4. The Yankees can go up 3-1 with a win. Seattle could even this series if they can beat the Yankees here tonight. And right now, each team's got 1 hit and no runs. A great shot. Manhattan in New York, the Empire State Building. Major League Baseball International bringing you the American League Championship Series, Game 4. Part of our broadcast coverage to our armed forces around the world. And we are delighted to have heard from one from the USS Carl Vinson. We thank you, Kevin, for your email. Kevin wanted to know how many cameras do we have at each game. Well, there are 7 assigned for our broadcast alone and about 22 total. That's why you get all these great shots. Guys like this, it's called a low third. Jelly Beatty downstairs by the dugouts. They get the shots that you see that look right straight out on the field and the guys stealing bases. There are cameras up high at first and third. Cameras in center. And our men and women who operate them, taken up high.
And then the people in the trucks have the ability to slow down those great shots and show us when Brett Boone tags out Soriano on the elbow.
Great pictures for you. Chopper. There's a big out right here. So Ichiro came in with an 8-game hit streak, a hit in every one of the playoff games, is 0 for 3 in this one away in the 8th inning.
Sequence that was used by Mendoza, really no secret. They know they're going to get that sinking fastball. It's just so hard to lay off of. You want to get the ball in the air, but you can't because of that late movement. Ichiro hit the ball on the ground. Jeter was positioned perfectly, and a huge out for New York.
One hit apiece. John Olerud singled in the 4th inning for the Seattle Mariners, and Tino Martinez had a 1-out double in the 6th inning for the Yankees. That's it. Mendoza has come on, retired the side in order in the 6th, the walk in the 7th, 1 down here in the 8th.
And not allowed one Mariner hitter to get the ball out of the infield. Tough to score that way.
Jeff Nelson getting the job done out of the bullpen, being congratulated by his teammate. Inside corner strike. McLemore 1-2. Rudy Giuliani, a big Yankee fan, the mayor of New York. 1-2 delivery.
Lost speed pitch there by Mendoza.
Boone on deck, 1 down. McLemore 0 for 3, only 1 for 12 against the Yankees. 2-2 delivery to him. Reached, fouled it off.
That sinking fastball, a lot of people call it a surrender pitch. It's not the fact that you want to surrender the at-bat. You don't want to give him a hit, but you want to get the at-bat over with. Watch the late downward movement. You get a ground ball. It cuts down on your pitch count. It keeps your infield active, and it gives you an opportunity to go out there and pitch 65, 70 times a year, as setup guys have to do to be effective.
And a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Mendoza has 1 strikeout. McLemore lifts it, and it's caught. Soriano. 2 down.
Here's why these two guys are so effective, and they can pitch on back-to-back-to-back nights if needed, that being Jeff Nelson and Mendoza, both of them with real good sinking fastball. We'll take a look at Mendoza on the left. Watch the late movement here to Lampkin. If that ball's hit, it's going to be hit on the ground. Same thing with Jeff Nelson. Look at the late movement.
Has never had a hit off Mendoza. 0 for 1 tonight, 0 for 7 in his career.
And by keeping that ball on the ground, including yourself, there's 5 gloves out there and basically a 90-foot square. You get to the outfield, there's only 3 gloves, and there's a lot more room to be covered.
0-1 count on Boone, and Boone lifts that one to left field. Near the warning track in the wall, Knobloch looking. Goodbye! Home run! Brett Boone, the leading RBI man for Seattle. Just enough. With 2 down and an 0-1 count. He delivers a homer, and there's a run on the board, and it belongs to Seattle.
Unbelievable when you look back at all of the opportunities the Yankees have had. They have not put anything on the board, and one mistake by Mendoza. He's a guy that normally is really effective going through the lineup one time. He did that, but he was asked to pitch to Brett Boone a second time. He didn't get it done. You saw the glove of Posada. He wanted it away. He missed his location. And when he did that, Boone did not miss it.
Wow. There has been a breeze blowing out to left field tonight. At Yankee Stadium generally, you have to get a ball way up to have it affect the baseball. He may have gotten that high enough to get a little help. Struck him out. Martinez is retired. But the Seattle Mariners in the 8th inning with the home run picked up by Brett Boone, and he wasn't sure it was going to go. Knobloch kept going, and ran out of earth. 1-0 Seattle. Brett Boone has 2 home runs in this postseason. They have come here at Yankee Stadium, including the one tonight to give his team a 1-0 lead.
He did not have an RBI in this postseason until he broke out last night. But Brett Boone is the one, Lou Piniella tells us, got all of the big hits early in the year to get this Seattle Mariner offensive machine in motion. He didn't think he hit that ball out, though, this time. Let's take a look at last night. Did he know he got this one? Look at the extension. Yeah, the little flip of the bat. I got that one. But tonight, he wasn't so sure. I don't think he thought he got it. He tried to get his hands in quickly. That's a frustrated look right there. The reason he was frustrated, he knew he got a lot of it, but he also knows how big this ballpark is. I think that wind helped that ball, and it helped the Mariners to the lead.
Long way to go. Arthur Rhodes, the left-hander. There goes the bat. Would have been a base hit if it had been the ball. David Justice losing the handle. Lee Mazzilli, the first base coach, comes to get it for him.
Well, the reason for that overswing was the last at bat earlier in this series when Rhodes came in and got Justice to pop up. He got a good fastball in on his hand. Justice didn't want that to happen again. Started his swing early. Guessed fastball, guessed wrong.
Rhodes, the 31-year-old left-hander, workhorse for Seattle. Justice takes the strike, and it's 0-2.
Just remarkable how they put this bullpen together for Seattle. Rhodes coming over from the Baltimore Orioles. Sasaki, of course, before last year coming from Japan. And then they picked the pockets of the Yankees for Jeff Nelson.
Justice is 7 for 16 with 2 home runs lifetime off Arthur Rhodes. The 0-2 delivery. Not this time. An 0 for 4 night for Justice as Rhodes gets the strikeout.
Justice hit a 3-run homer off Arthur Rhodes in Game 6 of last year's Yankees win over the Mariners. Couple of adjustments made by Arthur Rhodes, and a little bit more maturity on the part of these Seattle Mariners. They've been there. They know what the Yankees are all about. One pitch, one clutch hit, one way or another, could have been the difference last year.
Sasaki getting ready, the closer. Here's Williams. 2 walks on a fly ball out tonight. Rhodes up high to him. Now, we've seen a lot of so-called soft tossers, guys who throw a lot of change-ups. We're not going to see a lot of change-ups from Arthur Rhodes.
You're not going to see many the rest of the night.
No.
There's some gasoline coming from those bullpens now.
1-0 delivery by Rhodes. And this is tough for the hitters. Rick, we were talking about it before the game with Lou Piniella. You see a lot of off-speed pitchers over the last 2 days, then all of a sudden you come up to the plate here in the end of a ball game and guys are throwing 95, 96, 97. Your bat speed's not there. You're not used to that. You're not ready to go after those kind of fastballs. That's an advantage for the pitcher.
You know, I always took advantage of that as a starting pitcher, knowing that in their first at bat, they're coming off timing a batting practice pitcher's speed. You come in there with your best fastball, you can get an easy out by them being a little late. It changes in that second at bat.
Yeah. 2-ball, 1 strike count on Williams, and Rhodes misses down low. Now we've already had 15 walks in this game.
I think that might have had something to do with Boone hitting that homer off Mendoza. It was his second at bat against the setup man.
Williams has good numbers off Rhodes, 310. There's the fastball, 3-2.
It doesn't always have to be velocity, but that's what you look for in a major league fastball when there's a professional hitter up, a good hitter, and you throw a fastball in the strike zone and he can't put it in play. That's a good one, and Rhodes has a good one.
3-2 count, 1 down, 1-0. Mariner lead in the 8th inning. The other way, short porch. Will it stay fair? No.
That is so routine anywhere else in baseball, but here. And why not take advantage of that if you can? I mean, it takes a big man to hit it 408 feet. There are a lot of people, there are a lot of fans here tonight that could reach that 314 line.
Into the corner to that side of the pole. Gets you nothing.
And you don't even have to hit it 314. Just hit it about 310. They'll reach over and grab it for you.
Help you out. 3-2 count here. Rhodes again. Williams again. Right field. It is deep. It is back at the wall. It is gone. Goodbye. Home run. Tie game. With his second postseason home run has tied this game at 1-1.
He almost did it on the previous pitch. Rhodes challenged him with the fastball before that. He tried to get another one by him. He could not do it. And this ball game is right back where it started. We're all tied up.
Dino Martinez, ball 1. Ernie has had both of the home runs in this series. for his 2 postseason shots. Each team now with a run on 2 hits. Boone, the home run for Seattle. Williams for New York. Martinez, the other Yankee, hit a double. Olerud, 2 down.
It just seems like these fans have an ability to fuel the Yankee players. They just step it up when these fans get out of their seats and they're standing as they are now. Bernie's the one that got him up. Tino tried to keep him up with that line drive he hit.
Rhodes gave up just 5 home runs during the regular season. Rivera's getting ready in the bullpen. 2 down. Inside to Jorge Posada, 3 walks, 1 intentional. 1-1, bottom of the 8th inning. Ernie Williams still being congratulated over there. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Inside corner strike. Career-wise, his 15th career postseason home run. That moves him into a tie with Babe Ruth, and only 3 behind Reggie Jackson for the all-time postseason home run lead.
Yankees have just been there so many times. They've got 3 guys who have scored 50 or more runs during the postseason. Only one even close for Seattle is Olerud with 31.
Check swing, he went around on it. Home plate umpire Charlie Relaford made that call.
He doesn't look like he's worried, but I'll promise you he is. He knows that he has already used Charlton. He's using Arthur Rhodes now. He's used Jeff Nelson. All he's got left that he really wants to use in a game that he can win is his closer, Sasaki.
Ground ball knocked down by Bell. Gets up and throws him out. Jorge Posada retired on a fine play by Bell. But Bernie Williams here in the 8th inning has delivered the home run that has tied this ball game up. Coming off Arthur Rhodes. And we'll go to the 9th inning with a 1-1 game. Welcome back to Yankee Stadium, everybody. What a game. 1-1 as we go to the 9th inning in Game 4. The Yankees lead the series 2-1. Elsewhere tonight in Atlanta, we have a National League pennant winner. The Arizona Diamondbacks are going to the World Series. They have defeated the Atlanta Braves 3-2, winning that series 4-1. Randy Johnson got the win over Tommy Glavine. The World Series just around the corner. Game 1 coming your way on Saturday. It will be at Arizona. Game 2 at Arizona. Then it'll move to the American League City for the middle 3 and back to Arizona for Game 6 and 7. All our night games Eastern time. Major League Baseball International. We will be there to cover it for you starting Saturday from Arizona, Game 1.
So we know Arizona's there. We know we're going to be there.
Now, is he going to be there?
We don't know. Stay tuned.
Rivera's out of the bullpen. Olerud, a ground ball to first. Martinez. Rivera covers. Our MasterCard priceless moment, parentheses S, closed paren.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Jeff Nelson on. It was a jam. He got out of it. And then in the top of the 8th inning, 2 outs, nobody on. It seemed like they were going to get out of it. Mendoza had a terrific performance going. It didn't happen. Boone hit the homer, only to be followed in the bottom of the 8th inning by Bernie Williams with his 2nd homer in the last 2 nights.
Now the Yankee closer's on. Javier bunting. Soriano, fine play to get the out.
You're not going to get many hits off Mariano Rivera. Javier doing the best he can, but watch the athleticism of Soriano at second base. Very few people could have gotten to that ball. Look, he is already in on the infield grass after having originally being positioned on the outfield grass. He gets to it just in time. 2 pitches for Mariano Rivera now, and 2 outs.
Soriano, the good defensive play. 2 down, Mike Cameron. Cameron, 3 pitches. 3 outs. 31-year-old Mariano Rivera, the closer of the Yankees, shuts down the Seattle Mariners in the 9th inning with 3 pitches. Now we're going to see the closer of Seattle in the bottom of the 9th. Major League Baseball International's presentation of the 2001 American League Championship Series is being brought to you by MasterCard. There are some things in life that money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Well, what a ball game. Gary Thorne, Rick Sutcliffe, and our crew on hand here at Yankee Stadium for this game 4. Seattle gets the run first. The Boone home run. Williams answers with a home run of his own. Yankees could go up 3-1 with a victory. Seattle could tie the series at 2-2 and guarantee that they would go back if they can win it. The 2 best relievers in the American League now going against one another. Rivera retired the side on 3 pitches, and now the 33-year-old right-hander Sasaki out of the pit.
I think this has been the biggest and most important piece of the puzzle for the Seattle Mariners. Lou Piniella had so many problems with his bullpen, and in particular being able to close out a game. Well, that problem was solved when Sasaki got here. Then they went out and set everything else up around him with Nelson, with Rhodes, getting Boone to come over, Ichiro a lot of, but it started the success Lou Piniella has enjoyed with this guy on the mound.
Fans on their feet as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Yankees will have the bottom part of the order in Spencer, Brocious, and Soriano. There's what he did against Cleveland in the division series. This year against the Yankees in the regular season, he got 3 saves, but he gave up 3 runs on 7 hits in 4 2/3 innings.
Tremendous location of the fastball. His out pitch is that split finger, which he started Shane Spencer off with. Watch how the bottom falls out of it.
Down to 3rd, Bell, and an important first out. 1 away in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Each team has 1 run on 2 hits. I can guarantee you, even though it may not be true, that for many of these players, and I think for each of these managers, their feeling is this game will decide the American League Championship Series. If Seattle gets this thing back to Seattle, the Yankees are in trouble. If the Yankees go up 3-1, Yankees are going to win it. Oh, what a stop! McLemore off the bag. It'll be an infield hit for Scott Brocious.
But it shouldn't have been. McLemore did the difficult part by coming up with the baseball. But he knows, as an infielder, if you're off balance or you've got to hurry your throw, if you think down, Olerud can help you. But when you pull him off the bag, there's nothing John could do. Look at the extension. I mean, that's a base hit all over the way until here. McLemore, normally a second baseman. He's played more outfield than he has shortstop, and he just hurried that throw. How about that first step of his? We've seen it a lot with him stealing bases, but look at all the time he had to make the throw. He just did not realize that.
Have to know who's running, so you know how much time you've got to make the play. Scott Brocious. Here's Soriano. 2 walks and a strikeout. Sasaki down low, ball 1.
We wondered what was going to be the difference in this ball game. We might have just seen it with that throw.
It was credited as a base hit, third hit for the Yankees in the game. 1-0 delivery. Right field. Way back. At the wall. Up and goodbye. Home run. Soriano. The Yankees have won it. 3-1.
Did not expect that to happen. Joe Torre knew from the very beginning in spring training that Alfonso Soriano could hit. Joe Torre said he's an important building block to our organization's future. Well, that future is now, and we just saw it tonight.
The Yankees go up 3-1 in the series, the first postseason home run for the rookie Soriano. With Brocious on first, a 3-1 victory. And the closer, Sasaki, will take the loss, and the closer, Rivera, will get the win.
So important for the Yankees that Mariano Rivera only had to throw 3 pitches to retire the side in the top of the 9th. He will be more than good to go at least to tomorrow if needed. He hit 18 home runs during the season for the Yankees. The Yankees were 17-1 during those games. Unbelievable. What a great ball game. What a great finish.
Soriano igniting Yankee Stadium, the dugout, the mayor, Paul McCartney. Biggest hit he's ever had in his baseball career right there.
He's going to have a lot more hits before his career is over, but there may not be any bigger than that one was. Both of the homers for the Yankees tonight were hit by right-handed hitters, and they were hit to right field. That home field advantage.
Sasaki during the regular season gave up 7 home runs to right-handers and 1 to a left-hander, so he'd given up some. Soriano, who's got some power, showed it there, as Rick pointed out, by taking it the other way. 18 homers during the regular season for him. And the Yankees with a 3-1 win, the same as they have the lead in the series and our Pepsi play of the game. Guess what?
Well, Sasaki had not pitched since last Monday. You wondered what his location would be like. You saw the mistake there. He wanted it away. It ran back to the heart of the plate. It ran back to the heart of the bat of Soriano, and eventually ended up out of the ballpark.
Rivera now has a win and 4 saves in this postseason for the Yankees. And for Sasaki, a loss he'll never forget. as he takes it against the Yankees in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Mariano Rivera now has appeared in 34 postseason games the last 4 years, all successfully.
Heck of a ball game played out here in front of 56,375. And they all stayed. The Mariners and the Yankees tomorrow. 8 o'clock Eastern time. The Yankees will have an opportunity to wrap this series up and claim another American League pennant. Aaron Seeley, who lost Game 1 against Andy Pettitte, who won Game 1 as he pitched 8 innings of 1-run ball. Pettitte did in that game. He'll go tomorrow. So, a game in which the starters, Roger Clemens and Paul Abbott, didn't give up any hits, but they walked everybody. He would end up walking 8. Clemens would end up walking 4. They both were non-decision. Abbott left without giving up a hit. Clemens gave up only 1. Big defensive plays. There were no errors committed. Nelson outstanding. Brocious had a chance for an RBI hit into a double play, and then Boone in the bottom of the 8th inning off Mendoza. Seattle up, but Arthur Rhodes would surrender the home run to Bernie Williams in the bottom of the 8th inning, and that tied the game up, setting the stage for Soriano. The home run, a 2-run shot in the bottom of the 9th inning to win it. The Yankees 3-1, the victors. For Rick Sutcliffe and all of our crew, I'm Gary Thorne. We will be back here at Yankee Stadium tomorrow night. Thanks for joining us. So long from New York.